Oy vey! The Jews are in trouble. Lock in, everybody. We got a crazy deep dive for today. It's pretty incredible. So Tyler Oliveira, I actually like his videos. He made a video, Hello Goyim. I have released a 73-minute long documentary on the New Jersey Jewish invasion. All right, so now I want to make a few things clear before we get too deep into it. I'm also going to be talking about the New Jersey Islam invasion, which a lot of people don't know about because there's an entire town under Sharia law right now in New Jersey. All right, everyone thinks it's just in Dearborn, Michigan, and New York, but it's not. We have a lot to talk about there as well. But also, and I think this is even more important, is I always find it interesting. I'm going to tell you my biases first. All right, here are my biases. My first bias is I like Tyler Oliveira. I like his videos. I like his journalism. That's one. Two, I am Jewish. Therefore, I am biased. I am pro-Jew, I guess, in regards to large amount of Jewisms. Three, I really don't like the Jewish community in Lakewood, New Jersey. I really like if I had to pick my one least favorite Jewish community in all of America, it would probably be the Lakewood, New Jersey. No. All right. So anyway, so this is gonna be awesome. All right. This reaction was promised to you 3,000 years ago. Definitely subscribe. I'm doing my absolute best here. Okay. All right. No offense to anybody, obviously. Why? We'll get there. I have a lot of insider lore, and I'm excited to see what we got. All right, so first, I think it's important to talk about the framing. He says it's New Jersey's Jewish invasion, but that is a very wild terminology because there really isn't a Jewish invasion in New Jersey. It's a really false term. And the reason is simple. In 1899, seemingly, the Jewish population in New Jersey was 6% of the total state population. In 2026, it's still 6% of the state's total population, all right? The population has not increased it has increased in numbers, but percentage-wise, it has not increased in the last 127 years, all right? This is not an invasion, all right? In my opinion, that's just literally people that have been living there for hundreds of years, doing their thing in that area for 100 years, all right? So, again, the term invasion, definitely a bit of a twist. All right, now I see a lot of people being like, every Republican shared the Somali scammer documentary. For some reason, none of them have shared this. Well, we're going to look into it. Any fraud does need to get exposed. I don't care who does the fraud. If it's a Jew fraud, then they got to go. If it's a Somali fraud, they got to go. I think the major difference is the Somalis have been doing $18 billion of fraud, and there really isn't evidence that the Jews have been doing that much fraud. But we'll do a deep dive. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, in my opinion, being on welfare is not fraud. It's manipulating the system, but it's not fraud. It's unfortunately what the system was designed to do. I am a radical anti-communist myself. I hate the welfare state, and I'm excited to see what we got, all right? I'm excited to see what we got. Now, interesting other notes. There was a congregation called the B'nai Yeshurun in Newark, New Jersey, founded in 1848. All right, so in regards to New Jersey alone, this is a almost 200-year-old synagogue in New Jersey. Calling it an invasion today is definitely wild, all right? Just historically speaking, this is just New Jersey, all right? I'm just talking about New Jersey, not even referring to, like, the entire country or anything. All right, the history of Jews in New Jersey started in the 1600s, all right? Like, which is pretty insane, all right? Again, not obviously tons of Jews, all right, but there have been Jews in New Jersey for hundreds of years, all right? Just to be clear, this isn't like Somalis that came to America within the last decade, all right? They've been here for a while, all right? Just to be clear, and it's pretty important. They've been part of all the wars. They've been part of the Revolutionary War, right? This Levi guy, Jewish dude, was commissioned to ensign the 1st Regiment of September 12, 1778, all right? So again, the idea that it's an invasion because there are Jews in New Jersey now is definitely a stretch, and not possibly comparable to the immigration crisis that we have. All right, just trying to put things into perspective just for a second. All right, just thought I should say that. Now, what a lot of people are unaware of in New Jersey that I've been looking into for a while, that there is actually a Mayor Sayegh, who deemed Patterson, New Jersey as, get ready, Little Palestine. They renamed Patterson, New Jersey as Little Palestine.
Ramadan Mubarak. Patterson is proud to have the largest Muslim population in the state of New Jersey. And we are a better city because Muslims call Patterson home.
A better city because I don't look, man, I'm not trying to be controversial or anything, but I've been looking at the rape gangs throughout Europe and stuff, and I'm not seeing a lot of straight white Christian rape gangs or Hasidic Jewish rape gangs. You know, I'll be real, just trying to be upfront for a second. So anyway, it actually got really bad. The Islamification in Paterson is actually insane. All right, not only is it being called Little Palestine by its own mayor, they don't wear American flags. The police wear Palestine flags in Paterson, New Jersey.
إذا ممكن تعرفنا عن حالك؟
طبعا اسمي أديب كنيس. أنا أصلي من فلسطين، مواليد هاي البلد، وبشتغل بشرطة باريسون.
اللي لفتني أنا بلباسك أو الزي الرسمي حاطط علم فلسطين يعني كيف فيك تحكي لنا شوي يعني ليش حاطط العلم؟
Why do you have that flag?
الزملاء تبعك لما شافوا هالعلم.
طبعا إحنا بنمثل طبعا أصلنا.
Of course, we represent Palestine.
أهلي فلسطينية، أنا فلسطيني. بحب.
So weird that they can't pronounce the P in Palestine if they're indigenous to Palestine.
بعشق بلدي كمان فلسطين.
فيك تحكي لنا قديش صار لك مع الشرطة بباترسون وشو اللي خلاك يعني تنضم لشرطة باترسون؟
هلا أنا داخل بالسنة الثالثة مع الشرطة اللي خلاني أنضم. إحنا عندنا جالية عربية كبيرة.
نعم.
بدنا نشارك طبعا مع
Yeah, so anyway, you get the idea, all right? They're replacing American flags with Palestine flags, all right, which is pretty diabolical. The mayor, actually, this is the mayor, much to all of our surprise. This is actually the mayor, but not in Gaza. No, this is in Hoboken, New Jersey. You thought Paterson was the only occupied New Jersey territory? This is Hoboken, New Jersey, where they raised the Palestinian flag instead of an American flag in City Hall, which is pretty diabolical, if you ask me. That's definitely something. Again, if I would see Jews holding an Israeli flag instead of an American flag, I would criticize them the same. I think it's pretty equivalent, in my opinion. All right, just to understand what Paterson, New Jersey is actually up to, the mosques are the polling stations now. The main street was renamed to Palestine Way. The city-backed Palestine Day and Palestine Week are now holidays in the city. Students are only fed halal food in public schools. That's funded by your taxpayers, by the way. Islamic holidays replace civic calendars. That's right. There's no Christmas, but there is Ramadan. All right. Public parks are used for religious political campaign rallies. Officials partner with Hamas-linked nonprofits. Foreign-trained Sharia imams lead prayers in City Hall. Sister city agreement with Ramallah, the capital of the Palestinian Authority. All right. This is not even remotely close to Jews on welfare, in my perspective. Again, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm going to watch Tyler Oliveira's video, because if there's any fraud, it needs to get exposed, and those people need to go to jail. I've been pretty upfront about this. It doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's Jews or Muslims or anything. All right, these are the Palestinians in New Jersey showing the face of the movement, which is amazing. They're, like, actually holding up, like, little signs of Hitler and, like, little protests. It's crazy. It's almost like their ideology really isn't so much about Palestine, and it's almost about killing the Jews in Israel or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just mistaken about that. That's pretty crazy. And this is the sign in Paterson, New Jersey. All right, this, you know, every city has like a little sign, welcome to the city. All right, so from Paterson to Jerusalem, welcome to Little Palestine. This is the sign. I've said it for a long time. The Palestine thing, it literally is an excuse for these retards to invade our countries and make believe that we should have empathy to them because they keep starting wars and losing. Anyone that's familiar with the history of Palestine at all knows everything about it. All right, yeah, this is real. This isn't like AI. This is a real sign in Paterson, New Jersey. Declared the capital of Palestine. All right, celebrating people that started lots of wars and lost all of them. Now, in case you were unaware, I showed you earlier that the earliest synagogue in New Jersey was built in 1848. Well, the earliest mosque in New Jersey was built in 1980 something, in the 1980s. All right, again, you cannot possibly compare. Like, what's going on here? All right, let's be real. Like, I'm just trying to be honest for just a second. Let's be real. This is pretty freaking insane. It really is. Right, when we're talking about invasions in New Jersey. Now, New York, all right, New Jersey's better half, some would say. All right, this happened yesterday in New York under a Islamic mayor. Right, these are the random NYPD officers getting lynched in public by a mob. Oh, no, not getting lynched. No, it's not lynching. They're only just throwing snowballs at them with rocks into snowballs. And they ended up hospitalizing one of these police officers. Yeah, I don't see any Jewish neighborhoods doing this, by the way. Or Christian neighborhoods. Or honestly, any neighborhoods, to be honest. Like, if you want my honest opinion. It's literally only Islamic and communist neighborhoods that do this. Like, this is awful. And if you look at this guy's eye, like, you'll see they hit him with a rock in his eye. Like, look at that. He's bleeding from his eye over here. Like, that's insane.
You good? You okay? Let's do it.
Like, this is completely unacceptable. I don't know, man. We gotta get these cops equipped with cattle prods. There's no reason for this. This is completely and utterly unacceptable. It's actually an invasion, right? We quite literally have foreigners and communists attacking our legal, honorable law enforcement, and it's honestly insane. Complete and utter insanity. Zohran Mamdani, mayor of New York City, released a statement in one of the worst statements I've ever seen. I've seen the videos of kids throwing snowballs at NYPD officers in Washington Square Park. Officers, like all city workers, have been out in a historic blizzard, keeping New Yorkers safe and cars moving. Treat them with respect. If anyone's catching a snowball, it's me! So one of those police officers had to be hospitalized because they hit him in the eye with a rock. But he's hitting them with a couple of kids throwing all kids.
The demand of $1 billion is not because that is the amount of money that will solve everything. It comes out of an understanding that policing is something that does not create safety.
Policing doesn't create safety, the mayor says. And all of a sudden, the people in the city start attacking police officers? I can't believe it.
And what we need to do is reinvest into things that are proven indicators and creators of safety.
So, by the way, the most proven indication of safety is killing criminals. Getting rid of them forever. That's the most indicative way to create safety, by the way, for like all of human history.
And the city council budget did not do that. And it's just mind-blowing. They cut 1 out of 4 cadet classes next year. The headcount of the police department will go up next year. How we can call this a serious cut to the police is beyond me.
Right, so he's been pushing for cutting police shit forever, and he's so surprised that his constituents are the ones that are attacking them. So Zohran Mamdani made a crazy tweet over here, right? So I've seen videos of kids throwing shit at people, but this was also Zohran Mamdani in 2020 retweeting this. This is some guy saying, I saw a cop crying in his car, Lamau, and he retweeted it saying, nature is healing. Wow, dude, isn't that crazy? Nature is healing, responding to someone seeing a cop crying in a car, right? This guy is out there really fighting for his police force. Now, the craziest thing is he did like a whole press conference thing, and his response to the fact that they were doing this was, those gosh darn kids.
From the videos that I've seen, it looks like a snowball fight.
It was a mostly peaceful snowball fight.
I think that there were 2 officers who were facing lacerations on their face.
Call for prosecution of those who...
If it was just a snowball fight, why were there officers with lacerations on their face?
Look, I've seen the videos of this snowball fight. I think that it was a snowball fight.
The NYPD.
Are we serious? One guy has blood dripping out of his eye, needs to get hospitalized. And there were, by the way, a lot more than just those 2 cops. There were multiple cops from multiple angles.
He says no arrests have been made, but the investigation remains ongoing. Elections have
nothing's going to happen.
Consequences, Sandra.
Elections have consequences. Turns out, if you literally vote in a communist, anti-police, anti-American Muslim, he's gonna fight for the communist retard foreigners over the police force. No fucking shit. Anyway, they're turning New York into London in real time. It's honestly insane. It's crazy. And of course, Zohran Mamdani recently released a new ad. Him and AOC, another retard, and they came together to release an ad for childcare for illegal aliens. That's right, where your taxpayer dollars could go to fund illegal aliens' childcare. This is fraud, by the way. Blatant and open fraud. And you know the best part? Guess what language they make the ad in?
Hola.
Mi español no es el mejor.
No te preocupes, alcalde. Si su hijo o hija está cumpliendo 3 o 4 años en el 2026, usted puede registrarlos gratis en el programa Kinder 3 o Pre-Kinder de la ciudad de Nueva York. Pero debe registrarse el 27 de febrero, que es la fecha límite. Cualquier padre de la familia de la ciudad de Nueva York, sin importar su ocupación, ingreso o estatus migratorio, es elegible para registrar a sus hijos.
All right, so this is fraud because my taxpayer dollars should not be going for illegal aliens to get their child babysat by retards and groomed into become, I don't know, whatever the fuck, transgender school shooters or whatever the fuck they teach them these days. All right, quite literally, that's insane. This is traitorous to our country, and it's direct and blatant fraud. Now, for me, I'm excited to see what's actually going on in Lakewood, New Jersey, with the Jewish invasion, quote unquote invasion. But I just wanted to give you some caveats and backstory here. All right, I wanted to give you the disclaimers as to my biases. I just wanted to make that clear. But to be fair, I am very anti-fraud. All fraud needs to be shut down. All illegal aliens have to go, literally. So anyway, let's see what we got. And then it's so funny watching people on Twitter like freaking out. Why aren't the Republicans talking about this? All right, well, I'm excited.
You don't own this place. You don't own America.
No, you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
Tyler, it seems like you discovered that anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
So obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country? So
why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
Go back to Israel, he says to an American that's not an Israeli, that's been in Israel, that's been in America for 100 years. All right, anyway, this is going to be hilarious. I'm so excited for this.
Public safety, yeah.
I'd say 150 calls about you already.
What are they calling about?
People try to live a quiet life.
I feel like I should give you people lore for Lakewood specifically. So Lakewood is actually, it's a city predicated on a giant school. All right, Lakewood lore is it's a giant school where basically all the ultra-Orthodox Jews in America send their kids there to study for like a couple of years after high school. And it's basically an entire communicated based on a giant school, a private school, a giant private school. And essentially there's a lot of unemployed people in Lakewood, New Jersey, because it's half students in half the city. But anyway, I'm excited to see what we got.
You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not to come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be a trespassing charge.
You say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism.
The Jewish community is extremely racist.
You have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist.
Elon Musk has 12 kids.
All right.
Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them. You're arguing that.
Damn, that's a good point.
I should pay for your kids.
I'm arguing that the government said.
That's our.
I mean, to be fair, I want to make something very clear. Like, he's going to argue welfare. And I, for the record, completely agree with Tyler Oliveira on welfare in general. But this is the government's problem. All right, I fucking hate socialism and communism with a burning passion. I do not think the government should be funding families that refuse to work and have a lot of kids. I don't think they should. However, if that literally is the rule, then it's not fraud to take advantage of it. Just to be clear.
Money, I pay taxes.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Can I call the cops on you?
Male Karen initiated.
We may be in a corrupt hellhole. So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so.
This is Lakewood, New Jersey.
All right, let's go.
To one of the...
I'm sure that this is going to be a great video, by the way. It absolutely is going to be cinema. I'll try to give as much added context as I can as we go. But I'm sure he's going to uncover something heinous.
Largest and fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, having anywhere from 6 to 10 kids per family, causing the community's rapid growth to spill into the neighboring towns of Jackson, Toms River, Brick, and Howell, causing non-Jewish residents to fear that their town will soon be turned into Little Jerusalem, just like Lakewood.
Tactics within this.
I mean, to be clear, these guys have lived there for like many, many years. All right, there have been people living, Jews living in New Jersey, as I showed you, for hundreds of years.
Community, I would liken it to organized crime.
You are the vice chairman.
Organized crime! Oh my, Bubble, you didn't know that... You didn't know Lakewood, New Jersey works very close with the Soprano family. We're all working together. I'm the Goy father. You come to me on the day of my son's circumcision.
of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship with the White House?
All right,
Who in the
question.
White House?
I think I don't want to say.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest. The powers out here are pretty immense.
It's not about Jackson. Jackson is a test case.
All
If
right.
it isn't squashed soon, is going to take over the entire country.
It's already a problem in all the
entire country.
A billionaire
Dude, literally the population hasn't increased per capita in the entire country over the last few hundred years.
from Lakewood being involved, people connected to
Like, if you think about it, the Muslim community in America increased by 35x over the last 50 years. The Jewish community hasn't really increased. I mean, it has numbers-wise, but not percentage-wise. Jews have always been like 2% of the United States.
to the President of the United States.
In New Jersey, is there room for a two-state solution?
No, there's clearly not.
Cinema.
I think it's going to be a fight.
I ride around
boy.
Lakewood. There are
This is gonna be
near
fun.
Lakewood, outside of Lakewood, and all these towns around Lakewood. There are housing developments. Where Goyim live, there are no Yidden there yet. But all these housing developments, someone who they could turn it around. We saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are a lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become a shtickle pioneer.
As the Orthodox Jewish community
A shtickle means a piece. In Yiddish, by the way.
consolidated political
Bro, that's a good
power in
accent.
Lakewood, taking majority control of the Township Committee, Planning Board, Zoning Board, and School Board, financially depleting the public school system for non-Jewish kids, overwhelming local infrastructure, and turning
That's
a once
crazy.
quiet town into a densely populated, over-trafficked Jewish enclave prioritizing Jews over non-Jews. Before I investigate the
All
Jewish
right. Here
takeover
we
of
go.
Lakewood and of the nearby town of Jackson, I first want to visit the town where the blueprint was born, Muncie, New York.
Someone like David Badness.
All right, so again, Muncie and New Jersey are Lakewood, New Jersey are two completely separate Jewish communities. The Muncie Jewish community is largely based, as far as I am concerned. Muncie, New York is like, it's a mix of different types of Jews, but for the most part, it's like hardworking people. The Lakewood, New Jersey Jews are mostly, infinite students.
Saw the opportunity a few years ago. He bought 50 to 100 houses in Muncie. I believe that he single-handedly, in a certain way, turned around Muncie. These are opportunities that come up every once in a while, and someone has to step up to the plate.
Miller News, thanks for meeting up.
All right, here we go.
Notice, man.
My Muncelandians, we here. We outside.
When did you notice Muncie began?
Bro couldn't get a Jewish tour guide. Bro, next time you do this, you gotta get like a Hasidic Jewish tour guide.
To form as a Hasidic Jewish enclave.
I would say 20 years ago, I saw the first start of it,
baby.
and then
Look
every
at those
year,
hats.
it just
Look
started
at that
to
phone.
grow exponentially.
Hey!
Different
It's me!
Tyler, stop!
How are you? Stop what?
They on Tyler. Yo, they on Tyler.
But the Jews here were not happy to see me after I asked how
Well,
they
I mean-
afford
Well, I mean, to be fair.
7 to 10 kids on a single income, and
I mean, to be fair, this guy doesn't go around and make videos talking about how beautiful and flourishing communities are. That's not his thing. And I respect it, don't get me wrong.
if they were on welfare and Curious Joel. How many kids do most people have out here?
17, 18.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids?
Let's
They
go.
are proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be
That's right.
multiple.
It's what it says in the Torah. It says it in the Bible. Be fruitful and multiply, and they take it literally.
And fruitful.
How do you afford to study the Torah, though?
This is gonna be awesome.
God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you too?
Yes.
Also, yes.
How do people afford to have such
Both God and the American taxpayer are working together to fund his lifestyle.
big families out here?
It's. I'm gonna say anything.
Are you Tyler?
I'm Tyler.
Are you trying to do another anti-Semitism video?
How did I spread
No,
anti-Semitism? That's
no.
crazy you said that.
By the way, I personally don't think Tyler is anti-Semitic because he's investigating these things. You know, I see a lot of Jews crashing out over this stuff. I don't think it's anti-Semitic to investigate fraud. That's my opinion. Fraud is bad, period.
Different culture. So this is their way of, like, listen, I know you're frustrated about what some of the things we focused on. Is that kind of what I'm getting at? Sure. So give me some examples of how things were misconstrued. Yeah, what did I get that was wrong?
So it's not necessarily misconstrued. Well, it is misconstrued. There's a lot of it that's, you'll cut a lot of it, cut out different words, make it sound a lot worse than it is. There's a lot of people here that are on welfare. A lot of people are in Section 8. A lot of people that are on a bunch of different WIC, food stamps, stuff like that.
Sure.
If you go to any low-income communities, you're going to see that. They're all going to be on the different welfares.
Okay, so they were on welfare.
Yeah,
okay.
No bit of denying that.
Okay.
But again, it's the way you say it, it's the way you twist it, the way you...
How did I twist it?
Not twist it, again,
How did
twist
I-
is the wrong
I'm
word.
just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Growing up in an extremely... Dude, go.
Ah, the insufferable hug.
The minivans. Yeah, it is just wild that he's going to like poor Jewish communities primarily and being like, why aren't you working? Like, it's so funny because he did videos going into like the hood, all right, and seeing all of, like the gang violence, and I don't see him telling them to get jobs. Like, it's crazy. Like, the poor Jewish communities, it's true. I think they way over-rely on welfare, and that's the government's fault for allowing a welfare state to take over, all right? But almost no violence, almost no drugs, almost no crime, like, to a large extent. You know, it's just a lot of noise, oy vey. They don't shut the fuck up.
See, you say I misrepresent, and then they do that, like, come on.
I'm not saying they're all good people. It's like I said, wherever you go, there's going to be the idiots. There's always going to be the assholes wherever you go.
I totally get it.
You talk about the community. It feels like you're trying to create a narrative that you did not find. You found people that are on welfare that have a lot of kids, but your headline did wrote welfare addicted Jews.
I mean, to be fair, all right, I have to run defense for Tyler Oliveri here. If you want to get clicks on YouTube, you need the title of the video to pop, all right? He titled this video, I exposed New Jersey Jewish invasion. There's no Jewish invasion in New Jersey. The Jewish population percentage-wise has not increased in the last 127 years, okay? All right, this title is obvious clickbait. It's obviously to get views and clicks. It obviously does make the New Jersey Jewish community look bad by the fact that this is the title, but that's how you have to play the fucking game on YouTube. That's just how it works.
What is your frustration? I'm curious.
Like, I get why people are upset about it, but then again, I know the game. I know the game. I understand the grind. You're not going to title the video, I spoke to Jews in New Jersey, right? You need to make it actually sound insane.
Welfare dependent, welfare reliant, welfare addicted. What's the difference? Tell me. They need it to survive, and without it, they die. What is the difference?
It's addictive to bait click. That's an addiction.
That's an addiction?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you addicted to being a victim or what?
No.
The Goyim were grateful someone was finally bringing up their town's issues.
The Goyim.
I show you. They take all my money, these people.
You think they take the money?
Good, man.
Bienvenidos.
This dude doesn't even speak English.
A Muncie-land, call me amigo. All right, see you, bro. How do you like living here as a non-Jew?
So-so. Well, I don't like.
What do you mean by so-so?
Because they're acidics.
Do they treat you as one of them? Like,
No,
are you guys
no.
on the same page?
No. They don't bother me because I don't deal with them.
Okay. Do you think there is large-scale?
I mean, they don't bother you. That works, I guess.
A welfare fraud out here.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I wish the Somalis wouldn't bother the people in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. They get away with everything. They get the Section 8, they get everything.
Unfortunately, that's the way the government works. Fix the fucking government. I want to remove every single one of these welfare socialist programs. It's disgusting.
Free housing and, you know.
Do you think most people...
But that's literally the rules. You're gonna blame a Jew for finding a loophole? Are you serious? Are you serious?
work out here in the Hasidic community? No. How do they afford their bills?
I wish I knew. I would do the same thing too.
And what are your thoughts on the driving out here?
Jews.
I gotta ask you that. It's the most important question.
I don't want to talk about it.
The driving is crazy.
Okay.
Well, that's true. That's straight facts. I don't know, man. The Hasidic community, the Jewish drivers are nightmares. Hasidic Jews are the worst drivers of all time. They're fucking, they have these minivans and they I don't know what they do. I don't know. I'm telling you, they're like, I studied Newtonian physics and I understand that if I drive really fast, the car gets smaller, the mass compresses the closer we get to the speed of light. And they just fucking zoom everywhere. They're all covered in dents. That's true.
Stop sign over there, they don't even stop. They just pass, you know. That's why so much traffic
Bro!
and accidents, and it's crazy.
You saw the Curious Joel video. Why was that video good?
That video was good because I've been in East Ramapo for as long as I remember. I also went to Spring Valley High School. I've been in the school system, and we've definitely seen a lot of things, especially since our school board was majority private school owners, mainly Jewish white men, and most of our school was not Jewish. And
I love how black people call Jews white and white people call Jews not white. It's one of my favorite things.
And they had control over our public school system over the past 10 years, purposely voting no on our school budget vote so that way we would fail, and we lost about 3-2 schools.
Basically, through block voting, Orthodox Jews won enough seats to control the East Ramapo School Board and went on to eliminate...
I mean, they literally are the majority of the city.
eliminate hundreds of public school positions like teachers and social workers, while approving millions of taxpayer dollars to be spent on their children's religious private schools.
Really? I didn't know the tax dollars fund the private schools. But as public schools suffered, I mean, to be fair, that's because the majority of the city is not going to public schools anymore. They're all in private schools. Funding for the private yeshivas went up between 2020 and 2014. Spending for private schools, buses increased from 22 to 27. So the buses to private schools that would have been used for public schools instead. School board increased funding for special education and private schools by 33%. Yeah, I don't think that should be acceptable. Yeah, I agree with him. I don't think the government should be funding private schools.
Ultimately,
I think private schools should be privately funded.
Gutting the public school system for the estimated 9,000 black and brown public school students while diverting that money.
Dude, that is the funniest picture I've ever seen. Bro.
School system for the estimated 9,000 black and brown public schools.
That is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Look at this dude. You see, you know what you could trust this guy about? This dude will never teach these kids to become transgender. That's just a fact. Right? This dude never heard of transgender. That's what I'm talking about.
School students while diverting that money to their private religious schools.
They give us food that's rotten and it's cold and it hurts our stomach.
The Jews aren't giving rotten food to the Goyim, okay? That's are we serious?
Do not take our music program away. I love playing an instrument. My brother would be crushed.
And the budget cuts were so devastating that in one instance, an elementary school shut down and the majority Jewish school board then voted to sell it to a Jewish yeshiva for pennies on the dollar.
That is crazy. Oh, well, hold up. East Rampo officials say they finalized the sale of the elementary school to the longtime yeshiva tenants, passing the district judgment. Was it for pennies on the dollar, though?
Basically, the poorest, most vulnerable kids in these communities had their schools gutted and looted, all by a majority Jewish school board whose kids didn't even attend public school.
We believe that some of the decisions that have been made by the board have not been in the best interest of the public school community.
You don't like it? Find yourself another place to live.
How was your
education? That's
my
brutal.
education, it was decent, but it definitely could have been better if we had the resources that we were allowed to have.
Get out of here. That sounds like cope.
But again, for the past 10...
Sounds like she doesn't like the Jewish white men.
15 years or so, people have been purposely voting no on our school budget vote, so that way we had no funding and money for our school. And, you know, that was done purposely.
And who was voting no?
Majority, the Jewish community. You, like, drive around here, you'll literally see signs saying, vote no for our school budget, which I think is crazy. Luckily, we were able to get...
You mean to tell me that democracy is working? Again, I don't like the way the system is set up, but you can't blame people for literally doing the system the way it's set up. Dearborn, Michigan, they were kicking Christians out of the city. Right here, it just sounds like the majority Jews are voting for things in the interest of the majority. Which, again, that's the failure of democracy, I guess.
The award system to be able to get 3 seats.
But yeah, I don't think public funding should be going to any private institutions, though.
But if it wasn't for that, we still would be majority white Jewish men voting for public school students that they don't care about. Yeah, and they purposely go out their way to isolate us. We're basically isolated to the point where we feel like this isn't our home.
A lot of people like to say they're ducking taxes and all that. There's truths and lies to that, but I could only tell you that I've only...
If they're ducking taxes, they should go to jail.
Seen the bad part. The bad part is I've seen houses get broken down. I've seen certain spaces, buildings get destroyed for... let's just say for more kosher customs, you feel me? So
I want to thank you.
Which, again, I mean, like, what, are Jews not allowed to open a kosher restaurant or whatever in a Jewish community that's, like, by majority? Again, I feel like these are not the same as infinite fraud.
For showing our community. I don't believe in hiding. I believe we have a tremendous amount to be proud of. And like every community, we're different. We have our goods. Other communities have their...
White people are legally barred from doing this. That's a problem. But I am against that. I am against that. I literally stood against that in the previous time I reacted to this thing. I think if whites want to have a community of white people where white people are, you know, primarily looking after white people, it should be absolutely acceptable. The same way Jews should do it and black people should do it, etc., etc. That's how it works. I don't understand why this is a bad thing. I believe in free trade. And I'll explain to you how free trade works. It means that if I don't want to bake a cake for a gay wedding, then I shouldn't have to bake a cake for a gay wedding. Etc. And that's all the things. Right? I think that should be across the board.
They're positives.
Tell me about what are some of the best things about this community then. Yeah.
Tonight at sundown, we shut our
It's a Jew move, hitchhiking instead of paying for an Uber. Oh yeah, they do that a lot.
phones, we shut our cars,
Okay.
we go to shul. The most beautiful part of our religion, do you understand that Orthodox Jews can be anywhere? The sun is coming down and it's the last opportunity to pray what's called mincha, which is afternoon services. They could be in the most important meetings and they'll go pray. And they could care less
That's
about
true,
anything
by the
happening.
way.
The same things with Shabbos.
Hey.
We come home, our families are waiting. We sing Shalom Aleichem. We welcome in the Shabbos. And you'll say back Aleichem Shalom, right?
Could they feed 10 kids
Yes.
without this program?
That's right. Honestly, he's totally right about that, though. That's awesome. Having just like 1 day a week, phones off, family time, it's truly beautiful.
I am one of 10 children.
You're
My
driving
father-
a G-Wagon, bro.
My father was never on any welfare. I used to reuse sandwich bags to save my father a penny.
That's just what everyone does, right? Hold up. Wait, we don't all do that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Everyone does that.
It's great for you.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome in a lot of other places based on your video.
What about me, though?
Oh, get the fuck out of here. What do you mean you're not welcome here? What does that mean? It's America. You don't own America. Dude, so cringe.
I love you, man.
Ah!
You are funny.
You don't own this place. You don't own America.
He's right.
I do whatever I want.
Whatever you
So
want.
get in your G-Wagon, get to work.
You're not trying to bring people together. You never did, you never will. It's who you are. Somebody hurt you deeply, and I'm sorry.
Bro's a therapist.
Was right. Someone did hurt me. Whoever told my sponsors to pull out after making one video exploring a community of welfare-addicted Jews.
Not beating the stereotypes, baby.
If you want to help me avoid ending up
Bro,
on welfare
the
too,
Jews.
and get access to all of these videos early, and watch never-before-seen content I can't upload on
That's
YouTube,
crazy.
go subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Tyler Oliveira for
No,
$5.
I'm against that, by the way. I hate the idea. They hit him with the goy beam. Got rid of his sponsors. That's fucked up.
$5 a month. Back to the video. After speaking to frustrated Goyim in Muncie, I headed to Lakewood,
enough.
New Jersey. One of the
Bro didn't. Dude needs to get some some Jewish tour guides.
fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America.
Right. So for the record, I like Muncie. All right. I've been there a few times. It's a beautiful place. It's a nice community, and the majority of people in Muncie work, which is why I'm surprised that he didn't get into the welfare situation in Muncie, because the Muncie community, I don't know anyone in Muncie that's on Section 8 and food stamps and stuff. Like, that is a very high labor community. Almost everyone works there.
Where a similar Jewish...
Unlike Lakewood, which is mostly people on welfare that are in part of this giant school situation.
takeover has taken place, leading to the gutting of the public school system, all while turning a predominantly
I mean, to be fair, it is majority people in private schools. So it makes sense that the public school system does get gutted to a degree. If the majority of people in the city are in private schools.
working class Irish and Italian town into Little Jerusalem.
There it is.
I'm trying to merge a gap to see if there's any way that we could actually be.
Bro needs to get a Jewish tour guide. It's crazy. Nux, why do you know where all the Jews are? Because there's not a lot of Jews.
One community. Because as you can tell, it's two separate communities. Look around. You will not see a non-Jewish resident here.
We got the Yiddish bus.
This is really all Jewish stores.
Sure.
Now, that pizza place, it's going to be kosher pizza, probably.
A lot of these signs are...
I mean, people are only going to buy kosher pizza. So, of course, it's got to be kosher pizza stores.
in Yiddish.
Okay, all right. See, I'm going to help here. This is where I give
now,
context.
the pizza place, it's going to be kosher pizza, probably.
A lot of these signs are written in...
Okay, to be clear, this sign that's written in Yiddish, as he says, first of all, it's not. It's written in Hebrew. Second of all, this literally says afternoon prayers, and this says evening prayers. So afternoon prayers at 4:15 and evening prayers at 7:15. Okay, this is not like a street sign, right? The actual street sign of no trucks over 4 ton, that's in English. This is just a sign saying what time prayers are this week. All right, this isn't a traffic sign. All right, I feel like that's I personally think that signs in the public should be in English in general, but it's not like where you see street signs in Arabic in Dearborn, Michigan, for example.
Yiddish, and everything's insulated. Basically, you come here to this plaza, get everything you need. Quite convenient, quite nice.
Now, everyone can shop here. Of course, we could go in and they'll be friendly, but everything's geared towards one community. But yeah,
again, I'm not trying to be rude here. Supply and demand. I want to sell shit to people that live around me. So therefore, I'm going to sell things geared to the majority of the people in my city. I'm not going to sell winter coats in the Bahamas, all right? But I am going to sell kosher food if I'm in a Jewish community.
Is it always this way? This part here is it?
I warned you in advance. I am going to give you context, but I do like Tyler Oliveira's videos, and I think asking these questions is not actually anti-Semitic. All right, I'm gonna defend my guy over here on this one.
It's newly developed in the last.
Oh yeah, so this used to be a concrete yard.
Got it.
So we're almost where we're standing. Used to have rows of concrete trucks.
Sure. It's bustling. Busy. Now, this place was packed with Jews buying groceries for Shabbos. But keep in mind, Goyim are fully allowed to come in here and shop whenever they please.
They're very friendly. I don't think anybody's going to be nasty to us. Is a lot of the fear bullshit warranted? Definitely not. Definitely not. But I do think.
Hey, this is a nice tour guide.
I think they don't feel comfortable enough to do it.
But it's important to understand the bigger picture here. As kosher stores move in, more Jews move here too, creating a positive feedback loop where a town rapidly becomes a Jewish hub, ultimately changing the character and identity of a town, and in Lakewood's case, overwhelming the infrastructure. Before we explore the many implications.
Again, it's weird framing because, yeah, if there's kosher food, Jews will live there because they buy kosher food. So technically, yeah, cities do change. That is true. However, again, if you just look at the demographics of Jews really didn't change that much in New Jersey specifically over the last 100 years. So again, Jewish invasion is wild.
Of life for Goyim as towns like Lakewood become increasingly Jewish. I want you to understand how quickly the word anti-Semitism gets weaponized in real time out here.
He is so right about that. There is a massive, I wouldn't say it's even a victim complex as much as like people are terrified. Like people are terrified of anti-Semitism. It's like they see an anti-Semitism and it's oy vey another Holocaust. I'm telling you, so many people are like that. Here.
Tyler, it seems like you discovered that anti-Semitism is lucrative, no?
Why do you think anything...
I mean, to be fair, anti-Semitism is very lucrative. He's not wrong.
You don't
did you meet Candace Owens? She says the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. She saw it in a dream.
To see is anti-Semitism. What have I said that's anti-Semitic? Go.
When you talk about people accepting government money... and the overlay is a bunch of pictures of fraud, you're trying to twist it to make it look like we're doing fraud.
There were welfare programs that were defrauded by Jews. What did I say that was a lie?
There are welfare programs that are defrauded.
They should go to jail.
Yes, and I made a mini...
That's also true. They are defrauded by everyone. Also true.
Minneapolis videos.
All right, it's 1-1. One for the Jews, one for the Goyim.
Well, I've made several videos. Why are you being so sensitive?
What you're trying to make it sound is like anyone who accepts government money in the Jewish community is doing fraud.
That's your interpretation.
All right.
What you're doing is...
He technically never said that, but I do understand his interpretation.
Dangerous.
How is this dangerous? Why should you be treated like a protected group? You're asking for special privileges.
No, we're not.
Right. See, notice how he said it's dangerous, all right? He didn't even, like, get to racism. It's literally, oy vey, another Holocaust is coming. Like, that's a very common thought process by a lot of people.
Asking just to be fair, and you're not being fair.
I am being fair.
This is going to make you a lot of money, and it's going to gin up a lot of hatred towards a community that's seeing a rise in anti-Semitism that hasn't been seen in years.
By the way, all right, I got to say, it's 2-2, all right? 2 for the Goyim, 2 for the Jews on this one. He is actually correct. A lot of people don't know this. Anti-Semitic hate crimes have actually increased in the New York, New Jersey area by like 400% over the last few years. This is actually true. He's not wrong about that.
Every single day.
But I don't think it's... Just also to be clear, I have almost 100% certainty it has nothing to do with Tyler Oliveira's videos. It has nothing to do with investigating welfare. It probably has to do with other groups that are brought into our countries from other areas. All right, let's be honest. All right, let's be honest. Let's be real. Most of the hate crimes are done by Muslims. 348% increase in hate crimes against Jews, but most of it is done by Islamists.
Lives are at risk, and this is going to lead to more.
My sponsor literally got pulled out of the video once they learned the topic of that video. I lost the sponsorship. How is that lucrative? Tell me. So you say anti-Semitism, I say...
All right, gotta give another one to the Goyim. He's right on this one. The
anti-Goyism. Listen, man, you got a kid in the car. I just noticed. Drive your kid home. Get your groceries. You're getting honked at. Let's go. It was good to meet you, though.
So you're arguing with the United States because the president obviously thought that we should pay for their money. So why don't you move to a different country?
Why don't you move?
Bro, what is this argument?
Move back to Israel then if there's so much anti-Semitism.
Do people really think that all the Jews came from Israel? Like it's crazy. It's like you got people on the left being like, all the Jews, they gotta leave Israel. Give Israel back to Palestine or whatever. And you got people on the other side, go back to Israel. Bro, these Jews have been here probably for like 100 years.
Semitism, right? Like that guy said. Why doesn't he go to Israel?
We are giving back.
In theory, welfare is a good idea. It's sweet, right?
I disagree. I think welfare is toxic, in my opinion. Welfare is toxic. I hate the idea of welfare. Again, I think welfare should be used for people that cannot work. all right, that people that could work should not be allowed.
At what point is it too far? Because this is a program designed to help single moms after they get divorced and keep the kid from...
Again, it's designed, I don't know what it's designed for. It's designed to be abused by retards that don't want to get jobs. I hate the entire welfare system. It needs to be gutted. Anyone that could work should not be on welfare. That means everyone. All right, that means the people in the Jewish communities, the hood, all of it.
Starving.
I also disagree with you that someone doesn't have a right to have a child.
I think you should have a child if you can afford it, right?
Interrupt real quick.
Sure. Let's hear it.
Okay. You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not to come back.
Amazing.
If you come back, it'll be a trespassing charge. You're trespassing.
If you don't like the laws of America and you think that the government welfare is stupid or whatever,
I would like to change the laws. Just like you would like to create...
I agree with Tyler. I totally agree with Tyler. I would also like to change the laws. I hate the welfare state.
Anti-Semitism protection laws that give you guys protected classes and protection against anti-Semitism, whatever that means, right?
So
Well, I think it mostly means like the hate crimes that have been done. For example, all right, there was a guy that threw a rock into a school bus and shattered the skull of a Jewish girl in New York. In New Jersey. That was in New Jersey, actually. Hold up, I could actually pull that up. That's insane. That was here. Let me see if I can find it. New Jersey bus rock. I don't know. I'll never be able to find it. But essentially, this was a crazy thing that happened where they threw a rock into an illegal alien. This is it. Yeah, I found it. It's this.
Garcias Morales from Mexico. This is Hernando Garcias Morales. He is from Mexico. He entered into the U.S. illegally, and he recently just threw a rock at a school bus, which fractured an 8-year-old little girl's skull. She had to get surgery. Thankfully, she is going to be okay.
Yeah, it was a Jewish school bus. I don't know what the lore is, but this just happened in New Jersey. All right, now it's awful though. It really is. It's awful. So I assume that's what he's referring to. But I hate all the censorship stuff. All right. My perspective is absolute unacceptable censoring freedom of speech. All right. You should have the right to criticize the Jews and to criticize Israel and to criticize Lakewood, New Jersey. All that needs to be completely accepted. Freedom of speech is absolute. Hate speech is just part of free speech. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm not gonna say what kind of school bus. It was a Jewish school bus.
Go back to Israel. That would be my question.
Because I like it here.
Same here. I like it here, but I'd like to make some changes. We can both agree on that, right?
So please keep on moving.
God bless you. There we go.
Hey, you got a fan.
I know. Make a change.
Yeah, you guys have group chats of me. You guys say, beware of this guy like I'm like Hitler or something. I'm like, come on.
Bro, you can't say the H word among the Jews. No, I'm kidding. But they don't have group chats because they're all on flip phones. They don't have smartphones.
Come on, dude. I'm a nice guy. I talk to everyone.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them.
Your story point over here is that people can't have children if they can't afford them. You, as a society, are born from people who started with two, okay? Adam and Eve.
Bro, where is this dude going with this?
That's it. You want to go with the Big Bang?
Bro, the Jews did not send their best.
It started at some point. There was 2 people, and now there's billions, and there was trillions throughout the world. So you're saying if you can't have
what
kids...
does that have to do with anything? All of those kids didn't have welfare.
Oh my
Adam
God.
and Eve had Cain and Abel. Did
Welfare
they have a government
we live
that
in
paid
a government,
for
We
their
live in a
kids?
government that decides that if you have children, we're going to help you. Now everyone does their part.
You should not
That's cringe as fuck. Wait, we got Jewish communists now? What are we doing? Unbelievable.
have more kids than you can afford. You're arguing that I should pay for your kids.
Okay.
That's what you're arguing.
I'm not arguing that I was for the kids.
You are.
I'm arguing that the government said.
No, that's our money. I pay taxes. I shouldn't be funding your
And
kids.
you elected Donald
Should
Trump.
not be funding your kids. You don't pay for my kids. Fuck, I could do this all day.
That's wild.
You should go because
You should
people you're stopping traffic.
should move.
Guys, let's go. Move on.
He's stopping traffic, not me.
Yeah, right. No. You should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
He was saying, Tyler, he loves me.
So
man.
we're not
That's
allowed
right.
here?
Come. You want to come to the corner?
Where? Over there? Let's go move. Let's go.
You know, I know what she did in the video, and we all saw it, and we still see it. But it's like
What did I get wrong?
nobody can cross the government. The government knows everything. The United States
Yeah, tell that to Jeffrey Epstein.
federal government
Not
knows
if,
everything.
not if you're fraudulently found.
No, it's not true. That if you feel that you live in a country that is corrupt,
I do.
why are you still living here?
Well,
Bro, what the fuck is this line of argumentation, bro?
not everyone has options, right?
I can give you a list of 15, 20 countries off the bat that you can live in.
Yeah, regardless, let's say America is corrupt. I still want to live here.
Bro?
You understand?
Oh, but hold on. Just because there is
This is
corruption, which there
crazy.
is.
There is no.
What What are you talking about? Let's not be silly here.
If there would be corruption, the FBI would love to come here first than any other location in the world.
Come on, that's not true.
Well, I read the numbers in Minnesota.
What, 22 people indicted for Medicaid fraud?
Numbers in Minnesota. And listen, you can attack them as much as you want. What they did, that's big numbers, man.
Both of your schools had money laundering. You had people, yes, both of them.
There's 45 schools here.
So BMG had people that were charged with money laundering, and so did the school for special
As of when?
And they're in jail.
2019, 2018, 2017. Look it up. It's all over Google.
I don't look it up. You got to show it to me.
Come on.
95% of people in this vicinity between these 4 or 5 zip codes work very hard.
Yeah.
So if you want to go and dig in a place like here, Lakewood, where the same capital you're going to find in this small percentage.
You're making me want to dig now. You're making me want to look.
You're already digging, man. You're digging already for
I'm at Whole
for
Foods.
4
What
months.
are you talking about? 4 months?
What do you mean? Go break your head. You can keep on breaking your head.
I will break my head. Yeah.
Okay, just to be clear, break your head is a Yiddish expression that's poorly translated into English, okay? It does not mean literally go break your head, all right? It's a Yiddish expression for think very hard, okay? Oh my god, it sounds so bad in English. Holy shit. All right, just like for context, he's not threatening you. Oh no.
Eventually, when you break your head too much, you end up digging water. When you dig water, there's nothing under it.
You were in Jackson, which is really like
that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Continuation of Lakewood. By the way, I don't know if you know how I toppled the government there. They had all these anti-Semitic laws. It was crazy. I had 2 conversations with the White House, and eventually DOJ got involved. But anyway, so I don't know. Are you already doing your Lakewood thing?
I'm here with Dr. Richard Roberts. You sold the pharmaceutical company for $800 million. You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016.
Yes.
And you reached out to me. Why did you reach out to me via email?
Because you posted that, first of all, you did your video, Curious Yoel in New York, and got a lot of Orthodox Jews very, very upset.
But why did you reach out to me?
But towards the end of the video, you saw the altruism in the community, and you seemed to respect that. And since I could see that you...
Look, there's good sides and bad sides of lots of communities. Just saying. In general, I think I'm obviously biased because I know about the good things in the Jewish communities and stuff. But again, I'm totally anti-fraud in all respects. Fraud, you go to jail. The end. Sorry. We need laws. A country needs laws.
Seemed to me to have a sincere desire to actually get the real facts, because if you were just bigoted against us, you wouldn't be struck or commenting on the altruism in our community.
Right.
But you casually talk.
This guy seems like a nice dude.
With the Jackson government. A, what does that mean? B, how did you get a relationship with the White House?
I never spoke to DOJ. I did speak to people in the White House twice to tell them what was going on, because...
Who in the White House?
I think I don't want to say.
First off, though, so you mentioned Jackson's a continuation of Lakewood. You toppled the governments. You went to the White House willy-nilly. Called? Okay. You're connected to the White House.
By the way, I rarely leave my house.
Which just goes to show the scale of your connections, in my opinion. I hear this voicemail, I'm like, shiver me timbers, who am I dealing with a little bit here, right? Like, this guy's...
Little old me.
All right.
Oh
my God, bro. And you might be wondering, why are mega wealthy Jewish power brokers connected to Donald Trump trying to set the record straight with a lowly goy tuber like myself? This all begs the question, why are they so afraid of me?
I think they just don't want you to portray Lakewood in a bad way. That's really all it is.
Is there any bad to see?
There's bad to see everywhere. It's good to see everywhere.
Exactly. Good, bad, and the ugly everywhere, right?
100%. I used to live here in Lakewood when I was in 9th and 10th grade. I love Lakewood. There's so much Jewish life here. It's so easy to be Jewish, and everything's cheaper. It's amazing here.
Why did Lakewood become such a large Jewish hub?
So I think it started with BMG, Base Marriage Gavoa, and then...
He's not exactly right.
Got a lot. You know BMG.
Yeah, tell me more about BMG, though.
So BMG, okay, all right. There's so much lore here. All right, to be clear, there have been Jews in New Jersey for hundreds of years, etc. BMG, I'm pretty sure, was established in like probably 1950 or something. Established as just basically a large school, and then people just kind of built up around the school.
All right, I hear it's like the Harvard of yeshivas.
Yes, it's top notch. You just sit and learn all day. You already finished your high school phase. Most people went to Israel already, came back, and they just sit and learn all the time. It's amazing.
It's like it's a couple years, either before or right after getting married, that you're there for like a year or two to start off your life with a Torah mindset, all right? A mindset that's based on biblical values before actually getting a job and stuff.
I used to do it when I was a teenager. Lakewood's an amazing place and everything, and I think I've seen your videos all over. I just think that people get nervous and stuff like that, but you're just coming here filming the truth, and you're working just like we are. That's it. We're all in the same boat.
What should we know about Lakewood?
I think it's because, and this is going to sound bad, a lot of Jews are paranoid. Paranoid as fuck. Everything's oy vey of the Holocaust. I think a lot of people think that way. And, you know.
It's a great place. You're always welcome here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've got, it's welcoming for the most part. A few guys are fired up.
I mean, to be fair, you are making a documentary and then people are scared. Or, you know, you're talking to them in the street, stuff like that. But.
We try to give them the chance to speak, have a conversation. Do a little pss.
Okay, man.
What whisper did we miss?
Nothing. I gotta go now, but
I love it. To a T. A guy gets a whisper, then he goes quiet. Would you like to say anything? How you doing? Or with this guy whispering in his brethren's ears, he comes up when they're talkative and sweet, and he goes psst, 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 and then they stop talking. It is miraculous. Tyler, good to meet you. What's your name?
If I say something good, you're gonna put it on?
Let's go. We just met up with the guy. He was like pissed off that we like come around here and explore. This guy's killing me, dude. The psst, psst. He's treating you like a child.
Oh my God, bro.
Laugh so nice. I know.
This is pathetic. He's treating you like a child. Who is this guy?
Why are you guys being told what to say?
Let the man speak. Okay, does that not look like suspicious activity?
Why is there so much secrecy if you have nothing to hide?
Why would he do that? He's the head whisperer. All right, tell me what you're going to say.
How much money everyone makes in this town? Crazy amount.
What?
Whoa! Stop! Bro, they got this one Mossad guy whispering to all the Jews.
Gonna follow us.
There's a police response, special response unit, and the cops had their internal monologue that they're gonna just trail us around.
Amazing. So given that the cops are being called so often, they're just gonna follow us around all day. Land of the free, home of the brave. And then I stumbled upon a kosher...
There it is! The Hasidic driver.
Collision. Another example of Lakewood's infamously terrible driving.
True.
We're just showing how densely trafficked it is out
It's always a Hasidic guy.
here, how much traffic there is. We wanted to show some of the driving differences out here.
I don't think you're saying a fair statement. This has nothing to do with dense driving.
Oh, what does it have to do with bad driving skills? Or snow?
Totally because of the snow.
Fair.
It's totally the snow, bro. What do you mean?
That's fair.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. There were actually no one on the road.
Totally fair, okay. You need help getting pushed? All right.
Well, why are you making up a story? Because you need a documentary. There was not one car in sight by accident.
Oh, you just hit the wall.
That's it.
You didn't hit anyone?
No.
Do you need help getting pushed?
Wait, this is the guy he just casually hit the wall and he's like, what are you talking about? It was the snow.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Oh, you're good. Different than anyone else.
You need a job.
I agree.
You need a job?
No, I mean, I'm employed. I employ a lot of people, actually.
You make money for doing nothing.
For doing nothing? Do you think moving capital and charging interest is something more valuable than I do, or what?
What? I think...
Bro just hit him. Oh, you're a Jew? You must be making money through the banks.
You should write about...
Tell me.
The hundreds of thousands of people that do favors to people every day.
Tell me more.
Open up a book.
This is like the most classic, grandpa. It's like, why are you reporting on bad things when you should be reporting on good things?
You never saw so many charity organizations as you have here on Lake.
I know there's so many 501c3s. It makes me wonder. Are they all charitable? Are they feeding...
He thinks the charity is fraud. All right, this is going to be fun.
For tax exemptions, you know.
All right, this is
would
gonna
you
be
say
fun.
this is a great place to move to for a young family, if I have a kid or a wife, a young wife? Okay. Not just the Jews.
My best friends are going.
Okay, respect.
My best friends are goyim. My best friends are black people. Racist me. What are you talking?
We have here. We have a. Hey, it's good to meet you.
You see that?
I saw it.
All right, so I'm sure he's probably gonna get into this later. So this is something called Hatzalah. Hatzalah is like a basically community volunteer EMT service, basically.
What is the name of that organization once again? Hatzalah. Okay, good to meet you, man. See you later. And we have Hatzalah up here to help the community. Yeah, this guy doesn't even know what the First Amendment is.
We're busy with the knives.
Don't be a joker, bro. Come on. Yeah. Yes. Come over here. Come over here. All right. Let I need to get you like
He's
a second
back.
number zone. What's your Instagram?
He's back. You might have thought he was a chopped unk, but he's back.
You got Facebook?
No, I don't. Tyler,
Look at these hundreds. My phone number's been leaked.
You're a little child. Give me a number. I promise you.
Why are you insulting?
I'm not insulting.
You
Because
just insulted.
Come on, I'm a little child.
So give me a number. I promise you I'll make it worth it for you.
All right, look, give me your
Oh, this guy, the guy. I am the guy, father.
email. Give me your email. Give me your email.
732. Give you my number.
All right, hold on. And what was your first name?
Moshe.
We're gonna do some big stuff.
You're afraid, I think.
I don't even know what's going on. Oh man, these guys are next level. I feel like I got dropped off on an alien planet. And you might be wondering, what is Hatzola? And
I'm excited because I think Hatzola is a fantastic thing. I wish other communities would do it too.
how are they able to blast through red lights like that?
Because they're literally an EMT, volunteer at ambulance service.
It's like a community watch, but they think they are cops. If you know
Cops? Bro, first of all, the crime rate in Lakewood is almost zero. All right, aside from like fraud and stuff. But like violent crime is at almost zero. That's one. And two, they're literally licensed EMTs. They're licensed EMTs that volunteer and donate ambulances. All right, I don't know why.
noticed, they had their lights on and they just ran a red light, just like a police officer would do. No uniform. They had the Jewish uniform on, white pants and the curls.
You in a police car is what
the curls. Do they put the curls on before driving through a red light?
it looked like, but he's not a police officer, and he's blasting through the lights like he is a cop.
It's like an ambulance, not like a cop, like an ambulance.
Hatzola.
They're literally licensed EMTs by the government.
Billboard
With way better response times. Instead of waiting 15 minutes for an ambulance, I'd rather wait 2 minutes for Hatzola because they're everywhere. Absolutely.
right there, Mike. And what is that for?
I mean, you're asking me questions. I don't know if I have the.
Wait, what do you ask?
Board right there, Mike. And what is that for?
I don't even know.
Cop. There's a Hatzola billboard right there, Mike. And what is that for?
I think it's because they're always looking for donors to Hatzola because it's privately funded.
I mean, you're asking me questions. I don't know if I have the answers to why. Because once again, because there's competing Hatzola.
No, there aren't. There's only one Hatzola.
You have competing groups of these.
No, there aren't.
Of a non-profit.
Okay, hold up. They're all volunteered. They're not competing groups.
Volunteer emergency service?
Yes. It sounds like a business, right?
But literally every organization out here is a tax-exempt 501c3. If you dig...
I mean, that one specifically is free. They're literally not making money on their thing. It's all through donations.
Through the filing, go on ProPublica.com. You'll be surprised to realize everything basically is a tax exempt.
See, Cars for Kids, I think, is a bit of a scam. I'm not going to lie, but that's just my opinion.
501c3.
Yes, because it's all through the religions.
What are your concerns? Why are we interviewing you?
So, I think
They build the government. They don't build the government. As far as I'm aware, they don't actually take any tax money. This is exactly what Hatzola, for example, is exactly what a 501c3 should be. It's getting tax deductions on your donations to a charity, which is literally a volunteer EMT service.
Echo the concerns of many non-religious people in my area. And the biggest concern is how one group of people gets to act that is separate, segregated from everybody else.
But it's only for their religion? No, it's not. Hatzola is for anyone that calls Hatzola. It's just primarily in Jewish communities, but it's not just for Jews.
That group being Jews.
Yeah,
Jews.
Yes.
It's the Jews.
Jews, exactly. Yeah, 100%. But you know what? It's in my area, it's Jews. In other areas, like you obviously see the Somalian, right? In Minnesota,
Again, I always find this, like, whenever I see people be like, it's the Jews here and it's the Somalis there, I always find it weird because, again, the Jews lived here for 100 years and aren't committing billions in fraud, and the other guys are kind of not.
The things that are happening all over the area, but yes, in my particular area, it is Jews, and it's Jews that are expanding their territory.
Okay, so my name is Jenna Galarza. I've lived in Jackson for approximately 23 years. I want to say it really started affecting me when I had my children. I have twins, they're 20 now. In assimilation perspective, you want to be able to teach your children how to talk to other children and, you know, be part of other cultures. And that was when it really started hitting me.
What hit you?
You know, let's say if I would go to a store which was closer to Lakewood, you know, I'm pushing a double stroller, I have twins, and I noticed that nobody would hold the door open for you. Yeah, at one point, a door literally got slammed on my twin stroller, and I was just like, whoa.
Disgusting.
At that point, there wasn't a lot of Orthodox living in Jackson, but they were coming to our parks a lot. And they would come to the parks, busloads, vans full. And the park would just get turned upside down. I mean, we're talking about diapers being changed anywhere and being thrown on the floor. We're talking about children literally urinating in public and absolutely not interacting with your children. So listen, at that time, if it was a
I mean, I'll be real. I believe that. I believe that. I believe the Jews just dropped off, 100 little Jews at a park, and they didn't necessarily play with the people that they didn't know. I believe that probably happened.
And there was 10 men, not a big deal. But then you started to notice that it was no longer just 10 people. It was 20 people and 30 people. Just completely changing the feel, the character, the comfort that you once had in your neighborhood is no longer there.
And another source of conflict is the Jewish community using residential homes as places of worship, often without approval from the Jackson Planning Board, bringing in tons of outside traffic and destroying the peaceful quality of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I get that. That's a valid complaint.
Even if you work in an office and there's 10 Jewish men there, you can just take a conference room for 10 minutes. We don't need like a formal like church. I've prayed in parking lots with, we're going somewhere and there's get other guys together. And,
But if you're living in a residential neighborhood and this house becomes like a revolving door of people coming in and praying constantly, parking their cars, I imagine there's some quality of life concerns, right? Increase in traffic, and the streets being covered with cars and people all over the place, or what?
Bro, the goy lives matter too.
I don't think that's what really happened, but maybe on
I'm sure it does happen in some places.
The Sabbath, but you'll have any Semites will probably say that because they don't like us, they don't want us.
This home used to be probably about 1,100 square feet. It does have a new owner.
Okay.
Apparently, they did get permits to expand on their house. Most of the permits are just, kind of just given. Nothing is really followed through.
Okay.
This home will be being used for a full-out temple.
Temple.
Yeah. Well, that means that they're going to be praying in this home several times a day, probably staying over on Friday nights until Saturdays. As you could see, there's no parking lot here. This is going to affect every person that lives here. And the other problem that I have with this, and that I think should be looked into, is there's definitely funding going to these places.
If I was a concerned neighbor and
if there is, that there absolutely shouldn't be. As far as I'm aware, the funding that goes to these places are private.
I said, hey, they're building a temple, what the hell? What might happen next?
You would probably be called an anti-Semite. They will make your life miserable. Nobody wants to live across the street to a synagogue. It is a tactic of getting people to sell their homes, and they will have buyers for them.
And you see this, and then you watch buildings get built before they're approved. They build and ask permission later, and then if they even don't get permission, they sue and they win for permission. So when
Bro, that's crazy. Hold on.
Build and ask permission later, and then if they even don't get permission, they sue.
Judge lets ruling on Lakewood dormitory construction stand.
And they win for permission. So when you have all these things where they're creating hatred, they create the double standard, they create the animosity between two groups. And when I say they, I mean governments and people that buy off politicians to make favorable laws, because a lot of the shit they do is legal because they bought the politicians to make it legal.
Do you think residents in Jackson who do not want Jackson to be majority Jewish or to look, feel, and sound like Lakewood, do you think that is anti-Semitic?
Well, people have a right to freedom of speech and freedom of their opinion, even if they're going to be bigoted.
Do you think that's bigoted though, right? Because I imagine you don't want this place to be Islam.
Only because the radical Islamists want to kill us. Other than that, I have no problem.
And they're radical Jews.
I mean, listen, on the one hand, you're coping, sir, all right? No one wants their community to look like someone else's community overnight. Absolutely. I think it's a valid concern. I don't want my, there are no radical Hindus killing people, but I don't want my community to turn into radical Hinduism. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, Tyler Oliveira picking Islam is the biggest cope of all time on the other side, because they literally kill people. They literally have rape gangs everywhere that you have radical Islamic communities. Rape gangs come too. All right, you look at UK, you look at Sweden, you look at France, you look at Germany. All right, you look at India. All right, I'm not trying to be controversial or anything.
Jews and they're radical Christians, right?
Which were
all right. Radical Jews aren't raping people. I mean, some are, probably, because that's just, like, humans. But, like, there aren't rape gangs of radical Jews wandering in the streets, or radical Christians. There aren't radical Christian rape gangs. That's not a thing, all right? You'll have bad guys on an individual level, sure, all right? But let's be honest, okay? I'm not trying to be rude here. Radical Islam is a whole other thing.
Orthodox Jews are radical Jews that want to hurt people?
Many people could argue there are distinct sects of Judaism that are marginalized.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, you wouldn't want Lakewood to become...
Again, a radical Jew is the type of guy that's going to get married and refuse to get a job and be on government welfare and have 10 kids. A radical Muslim is going to blow himself up in a bus. Like, there's definitely a difference there.
Predominantly Muslim. Radicalism aside, though, right?
Right.
Just like Jackson residents don't want it to be predominantly Jewish.
So if a Muslim wants to buy a house here and pay way more than what the house would sell outside of our community because of the fact that the prices go up and we come in, they're free to do it. And
yeah, but I just don't think it's bigoted for you to not want it to be predominantly Muslim. Why would you? You're Jewish.
So Jackson Strong is kind of like a unofficial organization that I had started. When I saw everything turning, I just was very vocal on social media, and I decided to organize. Certain people really wanted to get involved. There were a few of us that, you know, we would have letter writing campaigns, making a lot of calls to county officials, local officials, and state officials, trying to find out what ordinances could be created, what we could do to help prevent a full-out turnover. A sign would say, Jackson Strong, don't sell, meaning if a new neighbor moves in next to you, don't run, don't sell. Why would you move? Stay strong, right?
Would they sell?
They would sell because it just got too much. And anytime you would say anything about it, you were anti-Semitic. I mean, there were Facebook pages created just to slander me. You know, they would manipulate pictures of me. They would put, you know, Russian hats on me, a Hitler mustache. You know, these were things that were even coming out of Israel. At one point, there was a post where, you know.
I don't know a lot of Israel. Okay, all right. There are Israeli Jews that move to the United States, but they do not move to Jackson or Lakewood, New Jersey. All right, that is for like ultra-Orthodox Jews, and those guys aren't leaving Israel.
Somebody had said that, you know, she needs to have an ice pick in her eye, you know, and something like that. I did go to the prosecutor's office, and
I mean, to be fair, I get tons of death threats every single day. I'm not, but it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable no matter who does it.
My Jackson Strong page was taken down for no good reason at all. It was just taken down. There was a page, Rise Up Ocean County, which was...
Yeah, a lot of people that criticize Jews suspiciously get banned everywhere on social media. It's probably a coincidence, guys. It's probably a coincidence. It's not the cabal or anything.
Pretty important part of everything that was happening.
My Mossad cousin promised me he had nothing to do with it.
Page was taken down also. However, it was hijacked. So when our page was taken down, just for stating the facts, when you're bringing out the Kaporis incidents, when they're cutting the necks of the chickens and blood is pouring through the streets, and then...
Bro, there's blood flowing through the streets? Bro, that's just a slaughterhouse. That's when they slaughter food to eat food. Come on. Really? Like, what is this? All right, so kaparot, what she's referring to is a thing that that Jews do before Yom Kippur, where they, like, you know, take money and they, you know, throw it around their head. And some people do it with chickens. All right, and they take a chicken and they pick it up over their head, and then they slaughter and eat the chicken. All right, in like a slaughterhouse where butchers do it. All right, it's not done like in the streets where bloods are flowing through the streets. It's not Game of Thrones.
And you're talking about that, and you're posting videos, and all of a sudden your Facebook page gets taken down, only to be replaced with a complete anti-Goyim harassment page.
No,
and you could report that
anti-Goyim.
page over and over, and you could have a campaign of people reporting that page. Yeah.
I can't believe this is real. I mean, I believe her, to be clear. I do believe her that someone definitely did this, but I'm shocked.
That page remained up.
Do you want Lakewood to be predominantly Muslim? Just you personally?
No.
And why?
Because it's a...
Say they don't want to kill you.
I'm fine with people moving in, but to have Jewish schools, we have to have a critical mass of Jews here to support Jewish schools. To have kosher grocery stores, supermarkets, we have to have a critical mass of Orthodox Jews here to support kosher supermarkets. By the way...
So using that logic, why would anyone in Jackson want Jackson to have more and more Jews move? If you're arguing there needs to be a critical mass for...
How are we infringing on their right, on their ability to do whatever they want?
I'm not saying you are, but why would they want that? Why would it be bigoted?
They don't have to want or not want. If somebody's selling their house to an Orthodox...
Look, everyone wants their community to be with people that share the same values. Obviously, an Orthodox Jewish community is not going to have exactly the same value system as let's say, a majority white liberal Karen community. Okay, I have a feeling that those guys are not, because that's like your average Jackson, like New Jersey type community. All right, obviously they're not gonna want that. Like, let's be honest, this is just real. Everyone wants to live around people that share your values. I don't know why that's controversial. Like, and that applies to Jews and non-Jews. I don't see the issue.
Jew, the Orthodox Jew is allowed to buy the house.
Sure, but I'm talking about the people who are not selling their houses to Orthodox Jews.
Then they have the right to do that.
Of course, but that doesn't make them a bigot to not want it. It doesn't mean they're hateful.
He's
It doesn't
right.
mean
He's
they
totally
hate
right.
you.
What is it, their lifestyle, that we're going to change?
All right, so we could start with the traffic. Infrastructure-wise, they're just throwing up these ginormous structures. They tend to
Okay, these are schools. The ginormous structures are. This is literally a school.
have basement apartments also, so they'll rent those out.
Do they? I didn't know that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe.
Right now, there's probably upwards 2,000 to 3,000 homes that have been bought and are just being rented out right now by the Orthodox community, that they will move in when they're ready to move into them. There's been a problem with light pollution. Now we're seeing just LED lights everywhere. You know, there's a lot of issues. And then let's just talk about the thing that breaks my heart more than anything.
Bro, light pollution in a city? Like you could argue that the value system isn't the same, but like, bro, this is some Karening.
Thing, which is the school system. So what's happening is our Board of Education is going bankrupt.
See, like when it comes to my value system, personally, like I would rather live around people that share my values. So like, for example, I would rather live near a Christian community that says abortion is murder than near some community of woke Jews that think abortion is cool. All right, as just an example. That's where my values align with more. All right, personally. But like this is some Karen shit.
In the formula in the state giving all of the money to the poorer communities, which has been proven to not work. We're losing that kind of funding, but we're being depleted from the busing. We are required by state law to provide busing to all of the private school students. Why are we paying for busing for schools that are not teaching a standard curriculum? If 80% or 90% of their curriculum is religious studies, why are the taxpayers paying for that busing?
All right, I feel like there's so much context here that needs to be explained. She is right, largely, that elections have consequences, and she is right, and it is kind of valid that we shouldn't have busing to schools that don't actually have the regular government curriculum. However, and I think this is important to note, these private yeshivas, these schools, do have the government required curriculum. People graduate from these schools with government diplomas, high school diplomas. So when she says that 80% is not actually the regular school curriculum, she's right. And that's because the school hours are astronomically longer. The schools start at 7 in the morning, where there's morning prayers, and they end at like 9 at night. It's a 14-hour school day with breaks for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Okay? So they actually do have the regular government curriculum. Except they also, in addition to that, have insane amounts of like extra Jewish studies. All right. So just to be clear, just for extra, but it's brutal. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare day. But it's
And
true.
then to add insult to injury,
They add to the regular curriculum.
we have recently sold 2 of our schools, and they have been bought by the Orthodox community.
Who are you, Chris?
I am a councilman in Jackson, New Jersey.
And what are we in front of right now?
We're in front of the former Sylvia Rosenauer School. The school was unfortunately shut down due to budget issues in Jackson. It was purchased by a private school.
Okay, so this is a private Jewish-only school right now?
Yes. As a state cut.
Again, I personally would never put my kids in a public school. I would rather homeschool, if you ask me. But if not homeschool, it would probably be a private school. A private religious school that isn't pushing bullshit onto my kids, personally.
It's our funding. We continue spending more and more public money on private schools, and it's kind of creating the perfect storm that.
Bro, it's really not the Jews' fault if budgeting stopped in a school and then Jews bought it because the school was shutting down.
That's destroying our public education system.
So all of the school systems are completely strained by the influence of the Jewish non-students. They don't even use the public school system, but yet it costs the public school system a lot of money.
We Orthodox Jews.
Yeah, I think that's unacceptable. I don't think that any government funds should be used for private schools in general. I think Absolutely unacceptable.
We pay the full school taxes to support the public schools and for busing. And the only thing that we get to use...
That is true, though. All right. I gotta say, I was looking at this the wrong way to some extent. He's not wrong. Right, the Jews that are paying taxes, those taxes are actually going to the public schools that the Jews don't use. All right, I gotta say, that's a point to the Jews, right? One for the Goyim, that the government shouldn't be funding Jewish schools, and 1 point to the Jews. The Jews' taxes are technically funding the Goyim schools. That's fair.
Is busing.
You take Jackson Township, their pass-through budget was nothing in like 2017. What pass-through laws are, they're federal.
But also I hate the public school system, and we need to gut that immediately.
State laws where it says that the school system has to pay for the busing of private school students. The more people that moved into Jackson, they go to school in Lakewood. So no, Jackson has to bus their kids to Lakewood. Now they don't bus non-Jewish students. They have segregated busing. So you have girls bus.
Well, that's because there aren't non-Jewish students in those schools, right? It's not that they don't bus non-Jewish students, it's that it's a school bus for its designated school, and that designated school is a Jewish private school. I feel like that's a weird phrasing.
Boys bus. It costs the towns millions and millions of dollars, while at the same time it decreases the enrollment that they have. So when the enrollment decreased, couple that with a really shit school funding formula in New Jersey, the towns spend way more money and they get way less in return.
And now, in a modern day and time, who thinks it's okay to separate boys and girls? Not allowing them to be together, not allowing them to go to school together, be on the same bus.
It's kind of a good take, I'm not gonna lie. I think that separating boys and girls in school is not a terrible idea at all. Well, are you kidding me? I think it's actually pretty based. All boys schools and all girls schools. I think you have a right to choose whatever you want. If you want to go to a boys school or girls school or a co-ed school, whatever you want. But I don't think that that's an unacceptable perspective.
And because of a
It's like, oh no, the boys aren't all sleeping around. The girls aren't all whores. That's horrible.
Religious practice, you're forcing the public to pay extra money for things like that.
We have to send our children.
Holy libtard. No, really. It's like, I feel like Tyler Oliveira is interviewing a lot of Karens.
To religious schools because of the values that are taught in the secular schools. If there are population changes, schools consolidate. We're not the first place that's happened, nor the last place.
The Jewish community is extremely racist. Could you imagine if I said that my children could not play with somebody's children because they were black? What a
I don't know Jews that say you can't pay with other kids that aren't Jews. I don't know people that do that.
Different conversation we would be having. Why is it okay?
We only eat kosher food. If our kids play in a non-religious Jew's home, they might be given non-kosher food to eat.
That's totally valid.
Also, we generally don't have televisions in our home and don't want to bring this.
Also, by the way, that is true. In the Orthodox Jewish communities, they have like no smartphones, no televisions, no YouTube, none of that.
Secular values of homosexuality, of adultery.
By the way, Orthodox Jews are mega based in the homosexuality department in that regard. Right? They all vote Trump. Right? They all vote right wing. The Orthodox Jews. They're anti-abortion. They're anti-homosexuality. They're anti all the LGBT stuff. That's just true.
Theft, of cursing, and go on and on. We don't want to bring this into our society. The Orthodox Jews are paying full property tax, which is how the schools are funded, and we don't get the benefit of the school building, the school teachers. So we have to also pay for our private education. So
Bayes Jews voted for Mamdani. All right, I feel like you don't understand. There are different groups of Orthodox Jews. The Hasidic Jews, largely in the Williamsburg area, voted for Mamdani because they are very anti-Israel. The Hasidic Jews in specifically Williamsburg. All right, the ultra-Orthodox Jews in Lakewood all voted for Trump.
So they're getting our money and we're getting nothing for it.
Your funding is going to go down. You're going to have to make cuts. You're going to have to keep closing schools. They just shut down another big school, which is going to be converted into, it might be one of the world's largest yeshivas right here in town. Let's be real. New Jersey State is essentially a criminal organization because everything they do,
every state's a criminal organization,
is for some type of special interest, for somebody to benefit somehow.
They take a house, they get that house built for a public mikvah only for Jewish people, right? So they say it's for the public, but it's not. It's just for that's such a lie.
Like, dude, if you want to go to okay, so a Jewish mikvah is it's a public bathhouse, and everyone could go. You don't need to be Jewish to go to a mikvah. I just don't know why a non-Jew would go to a Jewish bathhouse, where they dunk in the pool in order to purify themselves. All right, I don't know why you would want to do that if it's not part of your religion, but absolutely you could if you want to. It is technically public.
It's like private group of people. The house is now a 501c religious organization, so it doesn't pay taxes, so the town loses the tax money. Yep. And then, like in this case,
but that's literally what it is. It literally is a religious organization. It's not like there's people living there.
Mikvah was being built before it was even approved, so everyone sees that.
This is going to be a mikvah, which is a religious bathhouse.
Where women get purified.
Correct.
After their period?
So it's mostly for women. It's for men too. Actually, for the record, this is... Okay, all right, I feel like there's so much lore here. This is, it's mentioned in the Bible explicitly. In the Old Testament, it talks about purifying yourselves and stuff like this. So it's mostly for women. Yeah.
Yes.
But there's two different, they have male ones for like certain groups of Hasidic Jews. Men go as well.
It prepares them for their childbearing time.
Sex.
Yes.
Okay.
Wild phrasing. It literally says it in the Bible, all right, that after the period, the woman dunks.
It's little things like
the woman dunks to purify herself. That's literally it.
Like this, when they get in an area, they put what they need, their special needs. It doesn't benefit the community, anything that they put.
Well, I mean, it does if you want to sanctify yourself, I guess.
It benefits only them.
That's like saying a church doesn't benefit the Muslims in the town because it only benefits the Christians, which is ridiculous. I mean, it is a Christian... It is literally a Christian country, in my opinion. So therefore, I think Christianity should get precedent over other religions in general in America. However, that's just every single religion. Every religion. Every time you have a religion and you have a religious public thing, it does get its tax deductions. That's just part of the law.
So this is a house of worship, a shul. This has been operating now probably for about 6 or...
Bro needs to get some Jewish guys, some nice Hasidic Jews, bringing them around. I think that would be hilarious.
7 years. This is one of the ones that we first realized was non-owner occupied. Now,
meaning
that you have a better chance of not having issues if you live in the home and you have prayer, but nobody was living in this home. Okay. Generally you should have to get the proper permits and everything, but our town has been very accommodating for bad behavior. As you could see, they did install a light for them here, so they could safely pull in and out and cross the street.
And that's a symptom.
Are we serious?
Of the increased traffic into this location, right? A light just...
You're really gonna blame streetlights on the Jews, man? Are we serious? Like, dude, this Karen has not been the best of faith. I like the other guy much better.
For this house.
Correct. this is zone residential.
As I told you, we have to be together for schools, for synagogues, for kosher food. So you're gonna start buying the next block over. That happens to be Jackson and Tom's River. Now it's going into Howell because we're having lots of children, and thank God we're having lots of children. Thank God almost all of them stay religious.
Infinite multiplication jutsu.
Get married early and having children.
That's true, by the way.
Right,
that is one of the beautiful things, like all the criticisms that I personally have towards like the Orthodox Jewish communities and stuff. You got guys, they get married, they have a bunch of kids, they stay married for the most part. Divorce rates are down, infidelity rates are down, hedonism is down. They're not sleeping around for the most part. They also stay religious, believe in God, have a community. Like, that stuff's awesome.
The community is just growing and growing. So in Jackson, they passed regulations against Orthodox Jews. And not only that, they were harassing us. Let me give you an example. We pray 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. So Jackson, they were very unprofessional, very amateurish. So they had their code enforcement department counting the number of Jews on the street. And they left the emails on their Jackson Township email system. So when litigation ensued, it came out in discovery. So they say, I see 3 men wearing the garb, carrying Bibles, going into this house. And the inspectors would actually go onto the property and peer into the window to see if we were praying.
Okay, so the house was zoned residentially, and it is being used as a house of worship?
No, but you could just go in there. The guy owns the house. You can just go in there and pray. We do it all the time. Just like, when I have the Super Bowl here, I have 50 people here.
In contrast to
But
the
the point-
Super
but the
Bowl,
point-
how
but the
often does
point is,
this
I would
congregation happen per year? Is it every week?
Oh no, we pray 3 times a day. No.
3 times a day versus once a year, though, right? That's an important distinction.
Oh, but I'm saying, but every week they get during football season, get people over watching football, and they get 30 people in the house watching football, right? Anybody in America can do that, and they're not cited for a violation.
You don't think they would have been treated the same if
feel
it
like
were
there's
a
a
mosque
bit of
or a
a
church?
There are Christian groups, and they were not harassed like we were.
So you guys were singled out, in your opinion?
Yeah, for sure.
What happened in Jackson?
Again, I don't know. Maybe.
What anti-Semitic laws is he referring to in his
That's crazy. Home churches are constitutionally protected. I mean, I don't know. I don't know like the law on this stuff, so I don't know.
opinion?
So it's everybody is reacting in their own way.
Brick sues Orthodox Jewish boys' school that opened without planner's approval.
Zoning law-wise to try to fight
sense.
what they do. And what that is like buying corner lots that are unbuildable, using the RLUPA laws to build on them. So what happened was there was a little bit of a rush to stop Lakewood. I would say about 2010-ish, where you saw different towns making different zoning laws. Brick did its own little thing, tightened up zoning laws in certain areas, and they did it in a way where it wasn't pointing out one religion. Jackson kind of did it in a way where they did point out one religion. But
what does that mean?
So it's like they tried stopping the shoals in the middle of the houses, but what they did was they worded it and they said things as they were doing. Like the people on the boards were saying stupid shit during the discussion that were anti-Semitic, basically to give them fuel to come in and say,
oy vey, bro, it's over.
like, you guys are making anti-Semitic laws, okay? It wasn't that.
Wait, so this guy's saying that they literally targeted one religion and not other religion with their laws. That, like, again, like, these guys are dumbasses. Make a law that applies to everyone, all right? Look, man, if you don't want, let's say, for example, stupid example. Let's say you don't want a synagogue, all right? Then you have to ban all houses of religious worship, right? You can't just say we're banning Jews exclusively, bro. That's just retarded.
Necessarily what they were trying to do is how they were trying to do it. Now the council president up there, Mordecai Bernstein, who was a part of it. You have that guy, Richie Roberts.
But I wonder if these guys are pro-Jew.
They got the DOJ to do an investigation. They sued under RLUPA, and they had the DOJ do an investigation into him. They hammered Jackson. So now it's like Jackson is castrated and cannot even fight it anymore because they got told by the federal government and the state government they get to do whatever the hell they want. So now that's why you're seeing the synagogues going up in single family or multiple family, big houses, $800,000, $900,000 houses. We lost a lawsuit on this property that was too small of a property, unbuildable lot. The people that came out to that meeting made this type of comment. This was deemed anti-Semitic. This is a family neighborhood. We like to keep it a family neighborhood.
I mean, I get it.
This is what the judge, quote, cited as anti-Semitic.
I don't blame this guy.
Are you going to be renting this house or are you going to be living in it? Anti-Semitic. What type of family would want to live on this type of lot? Anti-Semitic.
What type of family do you want to live on this lot? Oh, I mean, maybe.
That's how petty it gets.
Beginning 10 years ago, they called you an anti-Semite for outlining all of these points. Were you wrong?
I mean, they called her an anti-Semite, but then again, she's literally in this video complaining that they added streetlights because of the Jews. And that's like, I'll be real, like, listen.
I was right.
Come on.
There are plenty of county roads in Jackson. Nobody's saying that you cannot put your house of worship on those county roads where you could put a proper parking lot and you could have proper traffic. So why are we dealing with houses of worship within walking distance that could be on main roads? Air roofs are up. Why instead are we putting them smack in the middle of residential areas? Because it's another way to get people out of there. It's another way to create a complete...
Personally, I think it's because of convenience, because Jews just want to go next door to the synagogue instead of needing to drive for 20 minutes. However, I do kind of get her point. You don't want this in a community that's not a Jewish community. Like, I do get her point.
Religious enclave.
And this all begs the question, does the Jewish community living in peace come at a direct cost of the non-Jews also trying
This is on private property, by the way.
to live in peace? Can the two groups get along? I toured a mostly all-Jew neighborhood in Lakewood to understand Jennifer's frustration a bit more and what she sees as Jackson's seemingly unavoidable future.
Where are we at, Jenna?
We are in Westgate, aka Kosher West.
It was Jews burning books. It wasn't Jews burning books. It was Jews burning bread before Passover. That's what that fiery thing was. It's also talked about in the Bible.
AKA the little Tykes graveyard.
I'm noticing lots of toys on the lawn, car seat that may not be getting used, tons of minivans, many children, many families, full trash cans, abandoned vehicles, a lot going on here.
Correct. This is on the border of Jackson. And unfortunately, I see this as being Jackson's future if we don't get a hold of things.
Let's go for a walk. How large are the families out here?
Again, you know...
I mean, again, I'm not seeing needles on the ground. Little Tykes graveyard, and it's a bunch of broken, like, toys in someone's private backyard.
Anywhere from 6 to 12 children.
This is all Orthodox Jews for the most part?
This is predominantly, probably 99.9% religious.
Could I buy a home here?
I don't believe you could.
Obviously, legally, according to the Fair Housing Act, it's illegal for them to discriminate against me, but practically speaking, could I buy a home?
No.
Okay.
This community is allowed to police themselves. You know, they're allowed to do what they want to do.
Like what? Like rape people? What does that mean they're allowed to do what they want to do? Like, this is such wild phrasing. Allowed to do what they want to do? Excuse me? Are there gang wars? Like, what is going on? Dude, I really wish he interviewed someone else. This Karen is honestly, I think, tanking the quality of the video.
Yeah, the trash cans. We have a problem now in Jackson with rats, which we've never had before.
Yeah. Again, we could blame the rats on the Jews, but then again, there's a rat infestation in New York ever since Zohran Mamdani took office. I think it's more of a Democrat policy.
It's definitely a concern. It's a complete religious enclave, yes.
And this bus right here is paid for by a Lakewood taxpayer, correct?
Correct.
We're walking. We're trying to walk. You got to... Yes. Call the cops.
Here, it's strictly about religion. Nothing else. All these men going to yeshiva until they're 35
religious community about religion.
years old. They're not producing college students. They're not producing...
It's not true. It's literally not even true. First of all, it's not till 35 years old. Most of these people, by the time they're 20 or 25, will be out of all of these yeshivas. All right, these Jewish schools. I don't even know where she's getting her information.
People that are gonna go and benefit the greater good of our society.
Some of them will. I'm sure some won't, but I'm sure some will.
Society.
Like, what are we talking? You think there's zero Orthodox Jewish lawyers and doctors? Like, I feel like this is just like he found someone that's honestly terrible.
It's sort of an investment in a insulated one-way economy.
Correct. Without anybody contributing.
How are you? Oh, we're filming a little documentary. Yeah, for YouTube. Would you like to say hi?
I actually recognize your face.
I'm infamous. That's me.
Yeah.
Yes. It's good to meet you. How are you?
I actually can't shake hands
I
with
see.
you. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's good to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just walking around talking.
Cool. Well, I hope it's interesting.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Also, like, not everybody's the same. Yeah.
This is true. I'm noticing a strong spectrum here of even orthodoxy, right?
Yeah. Even within the orthodoxy.
So I got to say, very refreshing.
That was a nice lady.
Sweet woman.
Yeah.
Said hi. Good luck.
You know, that's the funny
nice.
thing.
Nice.
That's the funny thing about it. I mean, a lot of the women are very nice and very.
Get at it. What the are you serious? Are you the Karen like the women are nice ladies oppressed by the evil white man? Get out of here.
Welcoming.
Yeah.
And you know, you can have a conversation with them.
The women speak? They allow the women to speak? Who is this lady? Bro, this dude needs to get... I'm telling you, there are some, like, actual Hasidic hipsters. They are hilarious.
At the end of the day, they can't be your friend.
No parking.
They can't be your friend. Well, they probably wouldn't want to be your friend, to be fair.
Look at that.
They don't want to live amongst us. They don't want to live with us. They just want to live and exist and not have us be part of their lives. I mean, we've had people stand up at our council meeting in Jackson and say, I'm sorry, we cannot let our children play with your children.
For the Orthodox community, the reason that we choose sometimes to live with ourselves is because we are, as a culture, very careful with the influences our children have. My children don't know about, they don't have any access to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, any of these things. And part of that safety is that after school,
that's valid.
All of us as neighbors share those same values and rules and restrictions.
It's about you.
That's it? That's the damning clip? Really? I mean, I get it. I mean, my kids are probably going to have YouTube or whatever. I don't think they're going to not have televisions or whatever. Scared of brain rot. I get it.
It's about...
But you want your 6-year-old being introduced to whatever the shit Netflix is pumping out these days?
Assimilation. It's about, the American culture, and that's what we're losing.
She's just mad that they don't have LGBT enclaves in the Orthodox Jewish communities, I guess.
The Jews and the Gentiles get along?
Absolutely. We don't have.
You're calling for unity.
Absolutely. I also understand that this is their way of thinking. This is how they are trained. This is how they were brought up.
We're happy for them to stay. We don't push them out. We had a neighbor Wheeler right across the street over one house. We were sorry to see them go. Is it bad that you have a house that's worth $300,000 and someone says, I really want to live in this neighborhood, I'll give you $600,000 for it?
I think it's great if you're trying to sell your house.
Okay, and if he doesn't have to. Like this woman, she didn't have to sell her house.
Yeah, I think there's an argument in some instances of people who have claimed that they've been
Bro's nose is getting bigger every time they cut to him.
pressured, harassed, or intimidated to sell their house.
So it's not intimidation. It only could be that too many people are knocking on their door asking, do you want to sell your house?
Okay, so there's blockbusting.
Okay.
That's when they approach you to sell your house, which is a level of harassment. There's intimidation, telling you that, your decorations are not Yiddish, or approaching you and asking you.
Are you serious? There's really intimidation saying that your decorations aren't Yiddish, really?
When are you moving? You could have a child.
If that's true, whoever does that's a piece of shit. I just don't know if this is a systemic thing.
Who's 4 or 5 years old, being your neighbor, and you could be very nice to that child, and one day they will just come out and say to you, when are you leaving? Well, that's learned behavior. They're hearing that, right?
There's rows of housing. You saw it yesterday. 4, 5, 6 cars per place. Tight, super tight houses.
The few people that I've spoken to, a lot of it stems from fear and their loss of their way of life, right? I don't think it stems from hatred,
acceptable
from what I've heard.
So some hate it and some feared a change in their in their neighborhood. These people are moving in that don't look like them, that seem different, and I can understand it. But there are laws about discrimination, and people bought homes legally because the non-Jews that lived there made a lot of money off the Jews in selling the home.
Well, look at, Little Italy, and look at Chinatown and New York, and how come it was okay for them to live amongst themselves? The key there is assimilation. Their children went to public schools.
Are we serious?
They worked in the public sector. They invited.
Okay, again, I feel like there's so many things that are getting mushed together. I agree that anyone that comes into our country needs to assimilate. To be clear, the Jews have been in the country for 100 years plus in New Jersey alone. All right, that's one. And two, and I think this is also important. You think that the Chinese people in Chinatown are assimilated? Actually?
Anybody who wanted to come into their community, they provided for them in their community. Huge difference there. This is not a welcoming community. This is not somebody who's saying, we're going to build this shul. Come on in. We want to teach you a little bit about our religion and our beliefs.
Well, I know people that do, but I guess not everyone, obviously.
Beliefs.
And not the ultra-Orthodox. To be clear, I don't think the Lakewood community is a super welcoming community in general.
But we want to involve you in it. And
but they stay in Chinatown? Chinatown grows a block every year. What do you mean they stay in Chinatown? And they don't have kids?
Been a topic that I have brought up at several council meetings when there have been times when there's been a problem.
My biggest complaint with all this is I feel like white people and Christians especially get a really short end of the stick here. It's I feel like we're, everyone's trying not to step on each other's toes if you're a Muslim, if you're a Jew. But if you're a Christian, they'll be oh, you're just a racist towards other people. You have to let other people come into your communities. I don't know. I'm much more even-handed when it comes to these things. I just think that in general, it's just such a fucked up system.
Project or something that they wanted to approve, and we were trying to kind of, bring it to people's attention that this project is not going to benefit the community as a greater good. The Jewish community is extremely racist, and I would go as far to say as the Jackson government should be ashamed of themselves.
Beautiful traffic conundrum here. What?
Welcome.
Was that a strategic honk?
I think so.
I'm not sure what the strategy there was. Who's he honking at now?
In the audience, that's the whole.
Gotta say hi. Hello.
Oh
right,
my
so
God.
he's just honking. I'm not sure what the strategy is. How are you? I came down and waved and said hi.
Very nice fellow.
We're gonna see how long he's just gonna remain honking. How are you doing? He's gonna break his horn. This guy does have a cheeky sense of humor, which I can appreciate. That honk was promised to him.
3,000 years ago. True. Just sitting here being annoying as fuck.
I think I'm gonna sue. His kids in there is doing that? What?
Oh my god. Bro.
Man, I think this guy actually might be mentally challenged, so we're gonna give him a break. So listen, we can talk all the niceties we want. There is hostility.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? That's not going to happen walking down our streets.
But as we were trying to escape and rest our ears from the Jews honking at us from all directions, I spotted these dudes tracking us. Turns out I had summoned the Shamrim police, the Jewish community's internal police force that receives both
It's definitely not a police force at all, but okay.
federal funding and township funding.
You just want to be interviewed?
It's mostly private.
No.
Okay, respect. Are we in the heart of Lakewood right now?
What do you know for?
Just curious. All right, he's pushing it. What's up? You want to do an interview? Okay.
I don't think it was nice how you portrayed the Jewish people and...
What are we talking about? What's the context real quick?
What's the context?
Are we talking about Curious Joel?
Yes. I just don't think
All right,
it was
here we go.
You were trying to portray. I think you just came into with a more of what you had a picture in your head trying.
What do you think I got wrong? What do you think was misrepresented? Like, I'm just trying to learn. What do you actually think I got wrong about?
See, I saw Tyler Oliveira's video last time also, and I thought it wasn't like, I think this one's worse, and I don't even blame him as much as I blamed, like, the Karen retards that he had driving him around.
I just think there was agenda.
You gotta elaborate a little bit, though, you know?
What was the front of the YouTube page posted as? What was the...
Inside the New York town invaded by welfare-addicted Jews.
Thank you. You answered the question.
Was I wrong, though?
I actually think it's not true, but again,
invasion is definitely a weird term, but yeah, no, I mean, it is a community of Jews that are largely on welfare. I mean,
you'd say whatever you want. It's not welfare addicted. This is what it is.
Welfare reliance, welfare dependent. What would be a better...
Programs don't have it.
All right. What are you arguing? That I have an obligation as a taxpayer to fund you and how many kids you want to have? If you want to have 30 kids, that's...
Take it up with the fucking government. I hate socialism. I want to obliterate the entire welfare state.
Just how it is.
I'm arguing that if the law is set up to have certain criteria for people and it's according to children, then people who qualify for it, legally qualify for it, 100%. With no fraud at all, are entitled to get it.
And you'll give me the credit of acknowledging I never said that was fraudulent.
Yes, that's right.
I think it's exploitative by nature, though. Yeah, why don't you throw
He is right. It is exploitative. It is exploitative. It's true. And yeah, and fuck the government for letting us slip down into a bullshit system where you have these retards that literally decide, hey, why should I work if I could just get free shit?
Money at them and help sustain their lifestyle. Why do I have to take a cut of my paycheck to go towards Curious Joel's insulated Hasidic Jewish community that has nothing to do with me? I'll never get anything out of it.
Again, this argument can be made for every poor community in the country, by the way, just to be clear.
There's zero upside for them to exist for me.
Anyways, we have the government makes criteria for getting financial aid. And if someone qualifies for that criteria, I'm not sure why when the Jew does it, you're calling it exploitive or taking advantage, but you don't say that to all the other people and populaces that don't have it.
Well, I've never seen anything of this scale to where the families are this large and it's sort of baked into their strategy of child raising.
So are you against having children, having a lot of children?
I'm pro-children. That's great. I think you should be able to afford it. And I want to make an important distinction between the Amish, let's say, and the Hasidic Jews and Curious Joel. You tell me.
True, the Amish don't take government money.
What's the difference?
They're hard workers.
Oh, there are tons of differences.
Tons of differences. Most importantly, as it relates to finance, though, the Amish pay for themselves. They're self-sustaining. They're not reliant on welfare programs funded by the taxpayer.
I think I heard in a video there's, 40,000 people in Curious Joel? 44,000. And you spoke to 20 people around on the street.
Sure, perhaps an insufficient sample size.
And who obviously are not the ones working, because if they're working, they wouldn't have been on the street. They'd be working.
Sure, but the lie is a pretty interesting
Not wrong.
question, right? How do they afford to raise such large families? How do they afford to study full-time?
First, I have to bifurcate your question. Okay. There's two groups. One is the ones who are learning full-time, and the others are the ones that are working. For Hasidim, almost all of them go out to work. However, when they first get married, for the first 2 or 3 years, they'll learn Torah full time.
He's right
the
about
wife will work. They don't have any children yet, or maybe they have 1 kid or 2 children.
And then as they have more kids, the the husband stops studying all full time and goes to work.
And then they'll get help from their family. And if their income qualifies, which it probably does, for financial aid, they'll get financial aid.
Okay, we got this guy following us. We're playing games now. We got the security van rolling on us as we roll on them. We got 1, 2, 3
Oh
police.
my God,
Surely
dude.
there's no conflict of interest we're about to experience. I wonder what law they're gonna claim I violated.
Dude, what on earth?
How you doing?
They brought out all these police officers because this retard is going around asking people. The Gestapo has been summoned.
My name's Tyler. How are you? Josh, man. Good to meet you, Josh. What's going on? I don't know. We're just getting stocked. Yeah? Low key, yeah. You look familiar, man. My name's Tyler Oliveira. We're filming a little YouTube video. That's me, yeah. Okay. So what are you filming out here? Documentary on Lakewood, surrounding towns. Am I being detained? Is there a probable cause for this interaction? What's going on?
We just got a concern saying that you're walking up to people asking them questions, stuff like that.
Luckily, this is America, and that is the First Amendment, right? It's
True.
beautiful, and I get you're doing your job.
We gotta come out here, right? See what you guys just doing, like a documentary?
Exactly, just a little documentary. Right now, hey, how you guys doing? You guys want to say what's up?
What's up? What's up?
Okay, well, it's good to meet you guys. I know you guys got more important things to
Bunch
do.
of Jews start gathering. The Jews have gathered.
Good to meet
like
you.
vultures to a carcass.
Guys, good to meet you.
Oh, you got a license to ask questions in these parts?
Thanks for keeping everyone safe. Thank you.
Part of the control, which is
Yeah.
public safety.
Yeah.
And we got multiple calls. Same reason why PD got calls.
Okay.
So that's it. We're just gonna follow you around. We're gonna let everybody know that they don't have to talk to you.
Are you
With the
serious?
Shaman police on our back, it
They
felt
literally got the Karen Gestapo, bro.
like we were being policed by a secondary form of law enforcement that seemed to exclusively defend the interests of the Jewish community. And speaking of double standards, let's talk about politics.
I firmly believe that the tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime. We have an ultra-Orthodox person as our council president. You know,
oh my God, the Jewish mafia is here.
You can't think that there's not going to be things happening and rules and laws created to make his community stronger and better.
When do you eventually become involved in Jackson politics, let's say? You live in Lakewood, you don't even live in Jackson. Why do you even get involved?
What happened was this act of discrimination against the Orthodox Jews in Jackson was going on for about a year. And I had people calling me from Jackson with like anonymous numbers, Orthodox Jews, because they were afraid for their safety. We're generally not violent people. If we have to defend ourselves, we will. And I think a substantial number of people in Lakewood now own guns.
Why?
Why?
They became fearful?
Oh, yes, because of the rise of anti-Semitism and the attacks on Jews. After about a year of them calling me, I really couldn't take it anymore. They're suffering.
Why did you topple the government?
I told you
why.
why.
Great question.
Oh, it was not with ease. It was a tremendous amount of work.
Why did you topple the government with ease? Oh, it was not easy at all. It was incredibly difficult. God damn.
Agent in Manhattan, trying to get stories out to the press. And then I met with this political group, like I said, who ran senatorial campaigns.
Dude, is this the only Jew he interviews in the entire thing? He happened to interview some random, like, mobster, billionaire, Jewish pharma guy? Allegedly, I'm kidding. I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just saying. Like, this is the only Jew he interviews in the entire episode.
We got the cell phone numbers of all the people in Jackson, and we planned to text. We started a website called familiesforjacksonjustice.org. By the way, I've since abandoned the website. Anti-Semites took it over. It's like when the Republican Club, which was vehemently anti-Semitic and run by the mayor of Jackson, had a U.S. Senate candidate, Republican there for their meeting. I had spies inside the organization, non-Jews, who were telling me what was going on. So the Republican Club had their senatorial candidate about to speak.
Like he's obviously talking about the story in like a cringe way, but like this dude had like secret undercover goyim that invaded the Jackson government. Like what is going on?
Then texted to everyone in Jackson 5 minutes before he spoke. Here's this new website exposing the religious discrimination. Ahead of populating all kinds of information, statements. The mayor.
Wait, so bro actually toppled the Jackson government. Dude, we need a full video on this guy. on this guy alone.
Jackson had been voice recorded, not by me, but it was sent to me, where he was asked by the chairman of the Ocean County Republican Party if these were churches, would we be opposing them? He said, absolutely not.
Okay, so he just straight up admitted, 4K, that it is discrimination-based laws to squash specifically Jewish religious practices as opposed to any other religion. And bro got absolutely fucked for it. Oh my God, this guy's crazy. I gotta know this guy. I gotta get to know this guy.
It was discrimination against Jews. They were going crazy with all the things I was doing, putting pressure on them. There was fighting going on among the elected political people. Resignations had started. And then I put out the ad on Fox News.
New developments in that deadly attack in New Jersey. Surveillance video shows they clearly targeted that Jewish market.
There's a synagogue located next door.
There is no question that this is a hate crime.
Anti-Semitism is on the rise, and now it's coming from Jackson Township's government.
Bro.
Elected officials in Jackson have passed ordinances targeting Orthodox Jewish families. Exposed township emails show officials surveilling religious Jewish families, praying in their homes. They even
By the way, I mean, I think this is true. He absolutely fucking cooked them. He actually toppled their government.
Revenge on a decorated veteran who testified.
This was a masterclass in Jewing.
Against their anti-Semitism. Jackson officials are intimidating Jewish families, and they admit.
To be clear, all this seems like it was real. This seems like it's real news, just orchestrated by this one mobster Jewish guy.
Admitted.
What? I can't believe this is real.
Shameful. This isn't America.
It's put on the cable net.
That is a terrible ad. Holy shit, bro. That's unbelievable.
Work provider for that area. In the meantime, I had 2 different calls with the White House. I know you want to ask me that.
Bro, super libtard over here. They hate Jews. We invaded their organization, and they literally got them in 4K, by the way. Just to be clear, they got him in 4K. That dude blew up his own career. Right, this dude just happened to have spies to expose it. That's crazy.
1,000 questions. I will answer
crap.
nothing more than that.
Okay,
sorry.
why?
Because.
And to be fair,
What?
the mayor's statement seems pretty damning, right? Him saying, I wouldn't do this.
True. The mayor was exposed, blatant, anti-Semitic, whatever it's called. I don't know. He was unfair.
Right. And you heard that. You heard that on the commercial.
Yeah.
No, he was right. By the way, for the record, he actually got that guy. Got that guy dead to rights, admitted on camera he's only doing it because it's Jews. He wouldn't do it to other religions. That guy was cooked. It's over. But the fact that this dude managed to get that recording is diabolical.
By the way,
it seems discriminatory in
By
nature.
the way, he's one of my best friends now.
Life's long,
What? Excuse me? Excuse me?
What happened? More Orthodox Jews kept moving in because of the financial and demographic forces I told you about, and we started becoming.
Bro, that got that guy in 4K on Epstein's Island, and now he's his best friend. I'm kidding. That was a joke. A little anti-Semitic gaffe, if you will.
A larger part of the electorate, and he was coming up for re-election as mayor, and he asked someone if he could come here and apologize to me, and he came here and he said when he signed those resolutions, he knew it was a wrong thing to do. But he said he was under so much pressure from all the political types in Jackson and the people who have constituencies, and they were yelling at me. So he just signed it. And he wants to tell me now that he regrets doing it. And he's going to work to
Bro kissed the ring. Bro bowed to the Jews.
get rid of those regulations.
That's crazy.
Then that result was the Orthodox Jewish community embraced him. And we supported him. And I became the largest donor to his re-election campaign. Wasn't a million.
He becomes an ally to the Orthodox Jewish community.
And all of a sudden, he's a big fan of the Jews.
Becomes not bigoted against us.
Yeah, he becomes not bigoted after he... This guy gets shit done. I don't know where Tyler Oliveira found this guy, but goddamn.
It's the Jewish vote. This is another form of corruption. Imagine if I said, hey, I'm going to give you this amount of money and you do this. Okay, you can't do that. But if I could say, hey, I'm going to deliver you 50,000 votes that are all going to vote for you. So take Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. They were bragging that all of the Vlads got together, all the Jewish Vlads got together, and were voting for Jack Ciattarelli. And they did.
Based? Republican, by the way. Based Jews. Oh, let's go.
So like 97%. That voting bloc doing that.
Yeah! The Orthodox Jewish communities across America voted very big numbers for me in our historic 2020 based Jews. Let's go.
Now says, like, what they do is they take that and say, hey, we got all these votes, and we're going to all vote for you, but what are you going to do?
So to be clear, I'm very against the idea of, like, plopping voting blocks in different areas of the country in order to steal elections and stuff. But to be clear, there is something a lot more organic about Jewish communities that have been here for 100+ years in this one spot, all right, doing that, as opposed to, let's say, Democrats plopping 250,000 Somalians in Minnesota to steal votes. I feel like there's a pretty big difference between literally bringing people into our country for the sake of stealing votes, as opposed to a community that's been in the country for over 100 years, voting as a voting block. I just see a difference there.
Do for us. And if you don't vote with us, we're going to take all of these votes and we're going to put our...
This is like saying there's an entire voting block of, like, Orthodox, let's say, Christians. They all vote in the same way. Yeah, obviously they all vote the same way. They have the same values. Same the way that the entire Lakewood community is all going to always be voting right-wing, because every single one of them are anti-homosexuality. They're all pro... every single one of them is going to be anti-abortion. Every single one of them is going to be, like, they'll have their little set of rules that they have in place. And of course they're going to vote as a voting block. That's actually how politics works. The difference is these people actually... The voting block was promised to me 3,000 years ago is what I'm trying to say.
Our support behind somebody else. It's what they tried doing to Chris Pollock. I know, because I spoke to the dude who basically said it. They said it very arrogantly, where it was like, oh, we have 6,500 Jewish votes in Jackson. He is not winning. That's what they said to me.
Yeah, he won.
And he didn't just win, he won by a landslide because a lot of people showed up for him.
Okay. And by people, we're talking non-Jewish voters?
Even Jewish voters. He got over 20% of the Jewish vote, Chris Pollock. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So the tides are shifting in Jackson, perhaps.
I think there's a
You're
group
saying the Jews aren't just an infinite monolith.
of people that, on both sides, that don't like what certain groups are doing. Remember, there's a lot of really good Jewish people that look really bad by these actions. The main comment that comes through my feed, no matter what it's about, Jackson, Brick, whatever, this town is finished. It's over. I don't know if you can stop them, and I'm not saying you can, but
the unstoppable
that doesn't
Jews.
mean you don't fight it. That doesn't mean you don't do what you can to do it. And you had people like Chris Pollock that he said, I'm going to do it the way of politics.
Okay, so Chris, I see these homes being built. Why are the locals so opposed to these houses being built? It seems still pretty peaceful out here. What's going on? What changes have you noticed?
Well, it's becoming rapid changes and rapid development. You're going to be seeing a heavy increase in the population. And I don't know if our town is
population increase
suited to handle it. Unfortunately, I've heard
dude, maybe I'm just so radicalized at this point. I just did a video looking into the United Kingdom, and it's like he complains that and it is a complaint when there's a demographic shift. Obviously, there's people coming in, they're not going to share your values. I understand why people don't want that. It's totally respectable in my opinion. But it's like I just got out of looking at all these Muslim grooming gangs and shit, all right? And it's like, holy crap, man.
From several people that some developments...
Someone in my chat just said, send this guy 1,000 Somalis. He'll be begging for the Jews. All right. Let's not get racist, okay?
Only particular...
It's just, I'm noticing these are people that have been here for hundreds of years in America, for the most part. You know, some of them not hundreds, some of them only 100. All right. No drugs, no violence, no hoods, no gangs, no gang fights. All right. Real estate goes up instead of goes into the gutter, like in, other places. Other areas, Detroit, in general, I just like, I don't know.
Particularly one group in there. It's people have gone in there and asked, hey, I'm interested in these homes. Some of them have been told it's not for them. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It seems like it's only for one group and one community. And
who is that group?
It seems like it's only for the Jewish community. I'm gonna be honest. But when you create a community, they have some of them that are adding shuls into.
Wait, he didn't even go into like actual Lakewood proper and into the yeshivas? That's crazy.
To it, essentially synagogues into it. They're fitting the houses to fit this very specific needs of one community.
How are the houses changed to fit the needs of one community?
Do you think anybody other than that community is going to move into there?
I don't understand. What are they doing to the houses?
They technically cannot discriminate against a non-Jew purchasing a home, right?
No, you cannot discriminate against anybody buying
the Jew tunnels. That's what they're doing. It's all the tunnels.
A home.
They could just say, hey, sorry,
we sold it to someone else.
Yes,
That's
they can.
legal.
I've heard people say, oh, we'll put you on the waiting list, because that's something that's going on.
LLCs are outbidding people trying to buy single-family homes.
Correct.
But you have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist. You are a white Jewish supremacist because they're classified white. They don't want.
No! He's calling Jews white supremacists! It's over! It's over, bro! We finally got there where the libtards are calling Jews Nazis. Let's freaking go, boys! That's right! Yes! The libtards are calling Jews Nazis, ladies and gentlemen.
Want to live as a community.
And for Jews to say that God's chosen people or whatever, it says it in the Bible. That's why they say it. Okay, listen. You can argue with their lifestyle choices, their perspectives, their analyses. All right. You know what? You can even call them racist. Call them racist. And
community with us.
Bro.
I think when I say they, again, I don't mean all of them. I think I mean.
He's trying so hard.
But I do think I mean the far majority of them. I think they have their tight-knit community. I think their community lives completely separate than everybody else. They eat differently. They enjoy different things. Yes, we might drink.
They enjoy different things. We like sports, not like those Jews. I don't even know what he's referring to.
But everything is set in a different way.
As you ran for city council, did the rabbinical order try to buy you off?
I don't really have any relationship with the rabbis, but I have been taking a meeting with people who said they were liaisons to the rabbis. They went around touting how many votes they controlled. They told me pretty much straight out that they control certain politicians in town, and if I cater to their community, I might
It really is
have
like a Jewish mob that's still operational, it seems.
access to the block vote.
Who did they say they control?
They said they control our mayor and our council president.
After a year, I couldn't bear it anymore, so I got involved. I hired a political campaign group out of Washington, D.C. that does political campaigns for Republican senators. I think they did Ted Cruz, and I wrote a letter to the mayor of Jackson telling him all the things I was going to do if they wouldn't reverse these discriminatory laws. In the meantime,
I don't know, man. I feel like when I'm with this guy strikes me as a Jewish mobster. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's crazy.
there's another Jewish group called the Aguda that had a lawsuit against Jackson based on RLUIPA. That's a Religious Land Use Institutionalized Persons Act. And it says that the municipality, it's a law, federal law, municipality is not allowed to discriminate based upon religion. And in their lawsuit, then showed all the emails from Jackson, all the things they were doing, conspiring against, executing to try to make life miserable for Orthodox Jews there.
But you went to work, and what happened next?
I went to Washington. I met with Ronna McDaniel, who was the head of the Republican National Committee, and the Speaker of the House at the time was Kevin McCarthy. He was actually in their conference room.
Excuse me?
So I met with both of them, showed them what was going on. They were shocked.
No, I think there's a lot.
Bro's got all the connections. All the connections. I mean, to be fair, he is like a, mega multi-millionaire. I think he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, this guy. Tyler said he sold pharmaceutical businesses and stuff.
To learn from the community. That's why I liked what we did yesterday. Their tactics benefit them. They are a solitary mass. They actually are a community.
You mean it's people looking out for themselves? Interesting. You mean like everyone does?
You can't deny it. They are not fighting over Trump or Biden. They're not fighting over...
Absolutely. They all voted for Trump. What are you talking about? Are you insane?
Left or right. They're not fighting over...
What are you even saying? Every single one of these guys thinks abortion is murder. Every single one of these guys thinks homosexuality is a sin. All right? What are you talking about?
Or masked or unmasked.
Us versus the world.
It's antimatter, right? It's like we are everyone in our towns, we're fighting against antimatter. We're not focused on what actually matters. We're not picking each other up. We're not one community. And I'm not talking about communism or any of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about caring about the person. They hitchhike.
What other world will you see hitchhiking in America in 2026?
Nonstop, yeah.
That's a testament to how high trusting they all are.
So
it's a super duper mega low crime community.
There's something to be said about that. And there's a lot, I would love to see our kids playing.
I wonder what he cut out over there.
So there's something to be said about that. And there's a lot.
I wonder what he cut.
I would love to see our kids playing again off of, getting out on bikes and getting out playing basketball and football and all of those things. I would love to see that. I'd love to see us act a little bit more like that.
We need to fight back against the state
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm crazy, but when I was a kid, I remember we had a Jewish basketball team, and we went up against our homies, the non-Jewish basketball team, all the time. All right, listen, I know that we used to do that, and sometimes they'd win, and they'd get all anti-Semitic, and sometimes we'd win, and we would get all anti-Goyism. All right, we would hit them with all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was great.
God, we've had large lawsuits against us because they tried to keep out this problem. We've had the Department of Justice come down on us. Billionaires connected to the president involved in all this. What's happening in this little town in Jersey is bigger than people think.
And what's happening here in Jackson, will that become a problem in other small towns?
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns.
Is the cop gonna go? Okay. Get us on the cop. We got the corrupt police pulling us over for what? We'll find out. God, we may be in a corrupt hellhole. Double cop car. We're getting pulled over. We got double police, potentially nothing better to do. Let's find out. We weren't speeding. We weren't violating the law from the best of my understanding.
Do you have your driver's license registration?
What am I being pulled over for?
I'll tell you that soon as
Is there probable cause?
Yes, there is.
What
we got
exactly
a call.
is that?
We got a call on our phones.
For
a suspicious person.
Call on your phones, police officer.
What's suspicious about me?
With video cameras.
There's nothing
in front of a
suspicious
school.
about expressing our First Amendment right.
No, you're good.
So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call.
Filming in front of a school? I mean, I guess people are scared about that and whatever. I guess it is the due diligence of cops to look into this.
Just so you know, you're being audio and visual recorded.
Sure,
okay?
likewise.
So we got a call from dispatch.
Sure.
Saying there's a vehicle.
Okay.
With 2 men in it, videotaping in front of a school. When we get a call for that, that's our probable cause to stop you because they described your vehicle. So I'm asking you. What's illegal about the fact that we're recording? There's nothing illegal about it.
Sure.
I don't care that you're recording because I'm recording too. I just don't know who you are.
Going up there.
And I don't. But for my safety, I want you back in the car.
Well.
Okay. So back to me talking to you.
My name's Tyler, by the way. How are
Jonathan
you?
Basillo. Nice to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you, yeah.
I'm stopping you. Can I have your credentials, please?
Do I have an obligation to self-identify right now?
I need you to identify yourself on this stop.
Yeah, no, I totally get where you're coming from. We're filming
it's a
little
lawful stop
documentary
because
piece.
they described your vehicle to a T.
Totally get.
There recently was an uptick in hate crimes against Jewish schools, specifically in New York and New Jersey. I guess that's why these people are saying it.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's actual...
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah, I can tell you what we're up to if that's...
I just want to know who you are.
Yeah, my name's Tyler.
Oh, very good. My name is Jonathan. Like, explain that
Yeah,
to
good
you.
to meet you.
I stopped you.
Totally get it. Yeah, we're just talking about the changes in the town here.
Yeah.
We went to that school specifically because
but
it's shut down.
It's very. You see what I'm saying? Like when you have a camera in front of a school.
I get why the police want to look into this, but I totally get why Tyler has the right to not give him his ID. This is a stop with no actual probable cause. Like, what are we doing? Like, on both sides over here.
With kids.
I get why the police needed to show up, and I get why Tyler doesn't need to self-identify.
My kids go to that school.
Sure.
I wouldn't want my kids to be video recorded.
Sure, we didn't enter the school. We were on the sidewalk, basically.
It doesn't matter if you're in a certain distance of a school.
Okay. Okay, sure. You can have it.
And just do me a favor. Keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so. Thank you so much.
Hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I just don't know what's in the car. Like I said, I don't know who you
on.
are.
Oh my God, dude.
That seems
Come on, bro.
Extra. That's definitely extra. We can have it. There you go.
Thank you so much. I'm not saying I'm giving you a ticket or anything like that. I'm just identifying.
You got the badge, man. Yeah, do your thing.
No, it has nothing to do with having a badge or anything like that.
Yep, stay near the car, okay? Don't come near us.
Is this slightly excessive?
It's absolutely excessive.
It seems like a bully tactic.
Run around.
Yeah, well, I don't know who placed that phone call.
How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
How we doing?
Doing good, getting pulled over. You know what we're up against? Small town police department, small town politics, lots of money. All right, so apparently the reason why these cops came out of thin air is because who just got called?
Well, we're going to find out. The council president just called me.
So who is Morty Bernstein?
He is the council president in Jackson, New Jersey, and the most powerful man in the town.
Does he have the police in his pocket?
I don't think he has the police in his pocket at all, but the man does have an incredible amount of power. He's involved in political action committees with very rich and powerful developers, a lot of political connections.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Was this a mistake? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest. The powers out here are pretty immense. Like I said, it goes up. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved in what's going on in Jackson. People connected to the President of the United States.
If we zoom out, where does this all end?
Right now, it's gone to every town on the outskirts of Lakewood. They're buying up everything. Even if they're not occupying things, things are being bought up. I always say it's a real life game of Monopoly. So it's gone into Brick, and it's gone into Howell, and it's gone into Jackson.
Gone into means Jews are moving in.
And Tom's River. Now it's going into Manchester. There are large portions of property being bought in South Jersey. We cannot keep
109 different counties in New Jersey kicked out the Jews, wondering if they're all racist, or maybe the Jews did something about it.
Up with this.
How do you combat a group of people chosen by God practicing rampant ethno-nepotism?
Here's a problem, bro. One Jewish student,
That is a wild phrase. Ethno-nepotism.
Manchester said to me this: you guys will never come together because you have no shared sense of purpose. And that hit me because he was fucking right. Jews have a shared sense of purpose in what their outcome's going to be. And that's to expand the religion, that's expand their people.
Bro's got the wrong religion. All right, he's thinking of Islam. Jews aren't actually trying to expand the religion at all. Everyone has any right, if they want to convert to Judaism, to convert to Judaism. However, Jews do not really try to expand the religion at all, actually. I don't even know what he's talking about.
We don't have a shared sense of purpose. We're too busy arguing with each other. We're too busy talking Trump. We're too busy yelling about ICE. We're too busy focusing on Epstein's list. We don't have a...
I am so... Wait, is he saying that unlike the Jews, who actually just try to live their lives and work together, we are constantly getting bogged down by bullshit? Is that what he's complaining about?
Shared sense of what is America and what are we trying to accomplish?
Dude, this guy is libtard as shit, all right? I have a shared sense with a lot of people. My shared sense is I want to emulate God in this world in the best way that I can, all right? And I want to try my absolute best to follow his commandments and do what he wants of me. That's what I want. That's my vow. That's my purpose. Okay? All right? Yeah. And that includes, you know, having a family, raising kids, stuff like that, etc., with the help of God. Hopefully that happens. I don't even know what he's talking about, though.
Together. Americans don't have a shared sense of purpose about America. Jews...
That's because you are a libtard. This guy wants open borders. He's like, bro, we gotta open borders, dude. We'll just open the borders. It's simple. We open the borders, and we don't have a shared sense of purpose.
Have a shared sense of purpose in what their outcome's going to be. And the only way that you're going to stop it, and the only way you can fight back about it, is by getting people that have a shared sense of purpose in the numbers that matter. Getting enough people with their eyes open to say, holy shit, something has to be done here. You have to get rid of the RLUIPA laws. I don't think it's ever been challenged by the Supreme.
Listen, man, you know, honestly, honest to God, fantastic solution. Get rid of the welfare state. I mean, to be fair, Jews statistically make more money than most other ethnic groups in the United States, so it really won't affect the Jews for the most part. So get rid of the welfare state, force people to actually get a job. Yeah, and then what's like, other than that, yeah, that seems like the major issue here, I guess.
Supreme Court. It has to be taken to the Supreme Court. I think it violates...
What's being taken to the Supreme Court?
Violates the Constitution. You have to fight...
Violates the Constitution? Like, I don't even know what's going on.
With bigger fire. And the sad part about it is...
I think this dude just views Jews as white supremacists. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The dude is such a libtard. He thinks Jews are white supremacists.
They have the biggest fires.
I wish he interviewed more Jews aside from, like, that one Jewish guy that clearly has connections to some really scary, heinous people. All in all, I think it was a fine video, but I think that Tyler Oliveira is getting a lot of shit from a lot of Jews, and he therefore, I think, interviewed people that did not necessarily have the most honest of motives. All right, all in all, do I think Tyler Oliveira is an anti-Semite like a lot of the Jews are saying? Absolutely not, and it's so frustrating when I see Jews crash out over stuff like this. It really is frustrating. However, I do have to say, I really wish Tyler Oliveira would have gotten to look into the community a little more. Like the Hatzalah service, for example, it's literally privately funded, privately run, volunteer work, EMS service, licensed emergency responders, stuff like that. All right, it is a community that is based on religious values, that is actually pushing healthier, better lifestyles for people than the hedonistic garbage that we see everywhere, the goy slop that's being shoveled down everyone else's throats everywhere else. Ultimately, I think it was an okay video. I think the people he interviewed were kind of retarded, mostly. But anyway, interesting stuff. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed. All right, just wanted to remind you, I obviously am biased, so double double check everything I said, of course, because I am biased in general. I think that people want to live around people that generally share their values. And I personally think that my values align so much more with, for example, a religious Christian than a woke Jew. That's just that's just like a basic fact. All right, that dude thinks we could kill babies, and the other dude actually believes that we are all made in the image of God. I personally don't even see any form of potential way to look at this in a different light. But he did not end up uncovering fraud at all in this video. All he ended up uncovering was cringe government programs that people are taking advantage of, and they do exist. Zero fraud that I saw. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Appreciate you guys. Big kisses to the people. Yeah, this was fun. Holy crap. Tyler, next time you do a video on the Jews, please make it a little shorter. Thanks. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.